2026 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades, charges full throttle across the Michigan state line straight to Gingerman Raceway for rounds 3 and 4 of the 2026 season. All of the heavy hitters are here, and they are fired up to do battle to put themselves on the top step of the podium. Who's going to walk away victorious? It's just about time to go racing and find out right here on Racer TV. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to South Haven, Michigan and Gingerman Raceway for round 3 of the 2026 season. This stop is one of the favorites for a lot of our racers, and it's easy to see why. At just over 2 miles long and with an average speed of over 70 miles an hour, this unique course is certainly setting us up for some great racing this weekend. But before we drop the green flag, let's send things down to the second member of our team, Rob Vitus, who stands by with our title sponsor.
Well, race fans, we're here trackside, and our title sponsor, Drag Specialties, has been with us since the inception of bagger racing. Eric Baumgartner, regional manager from up at the corporate headquarters. Thanks so much for coming out this weekend.
Hey, you bet. Can't wait. I can't wait till the racing starts. It's going to be fun.
You know, I know a lot of dealers and a lot of folks that are watching us go, hey, if we come out there, it's kind of like a trade show. We have so many of Drag Specialties premium vendors here: Alloy Art, Bridgestone, Pirelli, S&S, Vance and Hines. I mean, literally the list goes on and on. I mean, you guys have really put together a weapon of vendors that come out here.
Well, thank you. We try hard. Try to show up with as many people and many vendors as we can.
Well, it's not a party unless everybody's invited, and Eric Baumgartner wants to make sure it is a party. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We're getting ready to go racing. Stay tuned. We're going to be back live with action from Gingerman Raceway. Stop number 4 of the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades.
Innovation matters. But innovation that leads to better performance, that's what really matters. Bridgestone Innovation. Now in all terrain.
We're Advan Black, industry leader in color-matched performance bagger parts.
For over a decade, we've been building premium parts and accessories for baggers. Designed for riders who demand more from every mile. Advan Black. You choose the destination, we handle the rest.
This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Advan Black, Redline Oil, and Dunlop. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to round 3 of the 2026 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades, and we are ready to kick things off with our first race of the day, our Super Street Baggers class. And this is one of the fan favorites. Got some heavy hitters in this one, and our riders taken to the grid, clean and clear, and waiting on the green flag. And there it is. Let's go racing. Round 3 officially underway, and what a start from one rider up there on the front row. See if we can get a look at who that was. Maybe Sean Hoffman, possibly Jake McGuire. McGuire really been building coming into this 2026 season as well, as they hug around turn numbers 1 and 2. Going to wrap back around and really open these machines up as a picture-perfect day of racing. Sean Hoffman out there, Jake McGuire, Joey Robinson, Mike Corey, Joe Beavers, Joe Sanderson, Caleb Childers, and Dylan Padgett all out on course right now. Looks like Levy Batty not going to make it to the grid, so unfortunate news for the number 8. But right now, look at this. Close racing between 1 and 2. We'll see if we can get an idea of who exactly that is. Some of the big names we've talked about in this class: Sean Hoffman, Jake McGuire, Mike Corey, Joe Beavers. Some of these names, as the Bagger Racing League continues to grow, year number 6 now here in 2026. Starting to get some regular faces in all of these classes, including the Super Street class. And look at this. Not only are we getting some familiar names, but some familiar battles as well. Seems like there's always a rider that you're almost Velcroed to in some of these racing series, where no matter how fast you go, you're having a good day or a bad day, you just find yourself right there with the same person time and time again. As they're making their way to the backside of the track. And it does look like that is the number 27, is Sean Hoffman out front, which is exactly where he wanted to put that machine early. Let's see, headed down the front stretch. Hoffman, once again, you see him tuck underneath, getting that aerodynamic position. McGuire really been strong here in 2026. Sounds like maybe made some adjustments to the program and is stepping things up in a big way to try to bring that machine to the top step of the podium on a regular basis. Right now, looking at maybe the 101 there of Joe Sanderson. Take a look at your top 5. It is Sean Hoffman out front leading the way. That is Joey Robinson actually in the number 2 spot. Mike Corey holding on to the final podium spot, and then Joe Beavers and Joe Sanderson rounding out the backside of the top 5. Your Barnett clutches and cables Super Street Bagger class race number 1 here for round number 3. And you can see relatively evenly spaced your top 3 for the moment. Hoffman, no stranger to being under pressure, and really seems like these riders have started to gel with the machines. We talked about round number 3, the doubleheader format here of BRL. We'll have round 4 coming up tomorrow. Really cool to see the way these riders have developed to it and starting to become more comfortable with their machines. The teams, I feel like, are working a lot more fluidly as well. They know exactly what they're wanting to get out of the bike. There's less guessing and checking happening and more, hey, we know what we're going for, now we just got to find it. Talk about knowing what you're going for. How about it, Mike Corey looking like he wants to get up in the mix and try to take that number 2 spot away from Joey Robinson. So we will continue to watch. There is the number 10 on screen. That is Joe Beavers, trying to make some moves forward as well, looking a little bit like no man's land there. We see that kind of frequently as well. Some riders just not quite able to close that gap up, and it's so hard to stay separated as Beavers once again tucks in. You can kind of see some of the difference in the body positioning for some of these riders as well. Some a bit more aggressive, moving around on the machine and really laying those things sideways, and then others kind of flowing a bit more, I think is the best way to put it. Not a bad move by any means. I think all of your top riders in any of these classes will agree that you can't fight these machines. You got to find a way to work with them instead of working against them, but still seems like some are a bit more able to manhandle or maneuver these machines the way they want. And that can be crucial in times like this where we've got a 3-rider breakaway at the top of the field. Taking a look on screen, there is Levy Batty. Unfortunate news for the number 8. Looked like tried to get out there and was not able to keep that machine rolling, so unfortunate news, but I'm sure we'll see Levy back soon. As down the backside we go. Now, fun fact here about Gingerman Raceway, we talked about it in our opener, just over 2 miles long, but actually the same track designer that we had from our opening round as well, so a little bit of familiarity in that in the way the track breaks down. Little bit though, that's the key word. Certainly some differences here, as once again that 27, you can still see, talking about that aggression, that was a perfect example. Up off the seat, moving the body over to the side, really just seems to be comfortable and know what he can get out of the bike. And as the rounds move forward, round 3, you got to think some of those little tinkering adjustments they've been making early in the season, they've gotten figured out, and now it's splitting hairs as far as finding the details that are really going to make a difference. Another lap in the books here. Barnett clutches and cables Super Street Bagger class. We zoom in. Man, just when you start to think that it's a charge for the front, third place there, really starting to close things up and get right on the rear wheel. Still believe that is Robinson in the number 2 spot, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, on screen, once again, the 101 ride of Joe Sanderson. Another name we're familiar with here in the Bagger Racing League. Love to see the returning faces and names. Whoa, look at this. Dive to the inside there, trying to make a move for second. Is he close enough? Ooh, hugging tight too. Hoffman, he wants nothing to do with it. 27 says, you guys can fight all over second place. I'm gonna try to run away with this win. Look at this, side by side. Second and third, it's a drag race. Oh, who's gonna be able to leave it off? And we're just at the halfway point. Talk about exciting. This thing is far from over. Let's see. Oh man, across the stripe and still less than a bike length separating them. I believe that is Robinson and Corey going at it for the 2 and 3 spot. Gotta think maybe McGuire somewhere up there in the mix as well. I could have sworn I saw the 718 ride. Certainly some possibility of transponder issues. Let's take a look at 41 of Mike Corey right there on the charge. Looks like starting to work up to some lap traffic as well. We'll see if that plays a role in things as the battle for second place continues. Let's see. Will that lap rider get in the middle of it? Maybe not such a big deal for your leader, but these two, whoa, and wait a second. A bit of a gap now opened back up for that number 2 ride. So might have been a quick fight and then a jump back. We'll wait and see next time they come across whether or not there's been an update in those positions. The eyes in the sky doing a great job of showing us the way these riders are setting the corners up. So fun to see the forward thinking that these riders have out there on course. They're oftentimes setting a pass up 3 to 4 corners in advance, and you can believe it. It's a true cat and mouse game where they kind of start to figure out exactly how they expect a rider to react, what they think they're going to do, where they're going to go. And man, when it works out, it's a thing of beauty. Is your leader right now looking solid on that 27 ride. Taking a look on screen, it is the green machine in that number 2 spot. Looks like maybe, I think that's Corey on screen there with the touch of blue. Making his way around some lap traffic as well. Back down into this tight right-hander as well, and you can see they both dive to the inside. A couple of bike lengths between the 2 of them. Oh, good drive from the rider in back there. As he is just maintaining that. That is so impressive, folks. It is so hard to really appreciate, A, how fast they're going, but how close they are while they're doing it. Up here from the drone shot, but it is so impressive. These riders, not only confident in themselves, but it also speaks to the confidence that they have in one another as well, trusting that nobody's gonna go crazy, nobody's gonna do anything that they shouldn't. And these riders, that is one thing that I love about the BRL is it is a family atmosphere. They're fierce competitors on track, but best believe afterwards they're celebrating, they're hugging and high-fiving. And that doesn't mean they don't want to win, but it just means a lot of appreciation for the competition and for everyone that comes out. As back down again, opening those machines up. Ooh, looked like we were trying to set a pass up. Maybe the closest they've been all day long, the 55 ride, and that is the 718 of McGuire. And a little look back from the 55 there, so Joey Robinson, a little glance back. We'll see if we can take another look at that. So Joey Robinson up the inside. Jake McGuire trying to get the machine slowed down. Was there contact? What happened? No, look at McGuire. Got her stopped in time. He peeks to the left side of the 55. He looks right. and he's not there. Couldn't quite tell what Robinson was going for. So it is Sean Hoffman, Jake McGuire, and Joey Robinson, 1, 2, and 3. Got to think McGuire maybe having a little bit of transponder issues. But certainly, I'd rather be having transponder issues than machine issues, as he is rolling right now, and it looks like has made that pass stick back for the second place spot. So the fight rages on with Joey Robinson and Jake McGuire. Meanwhile, Mike Corey showing number 3 on the screen, but looks like back in that number 4 spot. As these riders threw the switchback once again. And you can see again working up the inside. Robinson not laying down. He peeks to the inside once again, not quite able to make it happen. Here we go, opening those machines up once again. McGuire and Robinson wheel to wheel. White flag coming out. Here we go, folks. It is one more time here for the Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Bagger class. Sean Hoffman trying to hang on to it. The question is, who's going to walk away with the number 2 spot? McGuire or Joey Robinson? Gingerman Raceway course, like we said, been one of the favorites for not only the fans, but for the racers as well. Let's head off into that right hander once again. And gotta wonder if Robinson hasn't held back just a little bit now at this point. Not held back, but I should say fallen back, as looks like McGuire has responded to the pressure here on this final lap. We're now trying to bring the fight to Sean Hoffman. 76 on your screen. That's Caleb Childers making his way around. Looks like maybe just outside the top 5 or so. Childers having a solid run. The bike and the kit look good as well. Always helps things, right? Getting down to the final few corners here for race number 1. Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Bagger class. And across the line, there it is. Sean Hoffman gonna get the job done and grab the win to kick off round number 3. Looks like McGuire gonna hang on for that number 2 spot. So what a way to kick off the weekend here at Gingerman Raceway. The Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Bagger class continues to grow, and not only just in size, but the competition level as far as who's truly able to take a win at any moment or fight for a podium continues to grow, and that shows here at round number 3. Looks like Childers trying to make his way around, wants to see if he can bring it in. Looks like just gonna miss out on that top 5. But a solid finish nonetheless for the 76 as he makes his way around here on the final lap as well. And there it is, that's what he's been waiting for, a checkered flag. As we take a look, it is Sean Hoffman grabbing the win, Jake McGuire in that number 2 spot, Joey Robinson, Mike Corey, Joe Beavers, Joe Sanderson, Caleb Childers, and Dylan Pack rounding out your field here in the Super Street Baggers class. The riders are pulling in, they're gonna throw the helmets off, and we're gonna get ready to hear from them down on the podium. But first, gonna send things to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back to hear from our Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Bagger class.
From the sun-drenched coasts of California to the stormy plains of the Midwest and the misty peaks of the Appalachians, This beautiful nation gives us all kinds of weather, but nothing the American Elite 2 can't handle. When the skies open up, confidence comes alive. This is a true long-haul tire, engineered precisely for unpredictable elements along the way, providing exceptional grip and stability when it matters most. American Elite 2, built for the ride.
This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Andrews Performance, Ultra Cool, and Pirelli.
Hey, Rob Bitus down here on the podium. Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades. First race of the weekend, the Barnett Super Street class. Finishing in the number 3 spot, Joey Robinson. Joey, what an outstanding battle. You guys literally went at it tooth and nail the whole entire time.
Yeah, I'm just thankful for good friends like Jake McGuire letting me out here learn. I mean, it's no confusion. We've been able to put it on the podium, but this is all foreign to me. So good team behind me, and just like I said, riding with friends that I trust and allowing me to learn as I go, right?
Well, congratulations on a great ride. Paula Fox has your award right here for us, our Grand Marshallette. And we're going to definitely grab your award right there. And a smooch from the trophy girl. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Joe, Aaron, Jay, Cody, the other Jake, Ben. Like, you guys all work your ass off all weekend. Snowball. We have Sly Fox, Legend, Bridgestone, Bell Ray, Ad Van Black, Memphis Shades, Alloy Art, obviously Suburban, Harley. Down, I know I already said Impact Wiring, but Ben's been huge for us. Legend Suspension, Claiborne, Fueling. The list goes on. It takes a tribe. I can't thank you all enough for putting me in this position. And thank you, Rob.
Joey Robinson, 3rd place. We're going to step over here to our number 2, our runner-up spot, Jake McGuire. Now, Jake McGuire is no stranger to the podium, but that battle you just waged out there with Joey, that one's going to go down in the archives.
That was insane. Joey has no fear, apparently, and really made me work for it. I wish we could held with Sean a little bit, but he's on a fucking rocket ship and was riding great. Sorry for my language. My bad.
That's okay. That's okay. Now, I know that, you guys have been coming out here for a number of years. Anybody you want to give a special shout out to?
My wife and daughter, first and foremost, they're coming out here, and my wife's chasing my little 2-year-old around, putting in all the work while I get to ride motorcycles and have fun. So definitely her. Ad Van Black's got the bike looking great. Daytona Helmets and Bison Track keeping me safe. Shifter Crew, Taylor over there has been great to me. Law Tigers. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but there's so many people involved, it's hard to take it all in.
Well, congratulations. Paula has your 2nd place award there. How about a big round of applause, everybody, for Jake McGuire? Step up here, my friend. A couple years ago, we were finding ourselves on the podium at a pretty regular pace, and all of a sudden, a couple mechanicals, a crash, a couple things, and like, what's Sean Hoffman doing? Well, obviously, over the past winter, you've been getting dialed in and ready to go because this year you have been on a tear.
Yeah, me and Ben and Joe and the crew at Precision and Larry Mills stepped up a lot this year to help out. We put together this thing, and it's an absolute monster. And I just been learning how to ride it, and apparently I've been able to ride better since last year.
Picking it up, and obviously a lot of people are like, hey, I want to come out and get involved. It was a short time ago that you were coming off the sidelines. You were doing some dirt bike racing and ice racing, whatever, but this is kind of where you found your home in the bagger world.
Yeah, this is my home now. If you're thinking about building one, I'd highly recommend it. You can reach out to me or anyone else in the paddock here, and we'll gladly answer all your questions and help you build one.
Folks, you heard it from the winner here. Down on the podium, Sean Hoffman. Folks, how about we step back, let these riders hoist up their awards, and we celebrate the Barnett Super Street Race number 1 is in the books. How about a big round of applause for the top 3?
This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Alloy Art, Motion Pro, and Bridgestone. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades here at Gingerman Raceway in South Haven, Michigan. Race number 2 sitting on the line, our DP Brakes Liquid Cooled Twins class and our Drag Specialties Air Cooled Twins classes. We've got David Lancaster, Drew Jankert, Carl Wilhelm, Vincent Wilson, Bill Kane, and Chase French sitting on the grid right now. And there it is, green flag waves, race number 2 off and rolling. DP Brakes Liquid Cooled and our Drag Specialties Air Cooled Twins classes. And no surprise there, the number 11 out to an early lead. Drew Jankert really looking solid right now, and talk about a breakout season. Really been impressive to see what Jankert has been able to do here during the 2026 season. And he is trying to add an exclamation point to the resume here today as he is off and rolling. We've got Drew Jankert, David Lancaster, and Vincent Wilson out of our Liquid Cooled Twins class, and then Bill Kane, Carl Wilhelm, and Chase French out of that Air Cooled Twins class. So 2 different classes doing battle at the same time, but I think any of the racers will understand when you've got a bike in front of you and you're a racer, you just want to get around them. So right now, it doesn't matter what class they're in, they are doing battle. As Jankert, man, already starting to break away. An impressive ride for the number 11 after a good start. Just goes to show how crucial that start straight is heading into turn 1. We talked about Gingerman Raceway so far this weekend. One of the favorites on the series, and really impressive the way these riders Jankert just using every inch of the track, putting that machine wherever he wants it, and putting a good showing on with it as well as he leads the way here on lap number 1 for our Liquid Cooled class. Of course, a big shout out to DP Brakes, the title sponsor there in that Liquid Cooled Twins class. We talk a lot about going fast here in the BRL, everybody wanting to get up to speed, but it is just important to get slowed back down. David Lancaster sitting in that number 2 spot right now. We were able to catch up with him a little bit earlier.
Hey, whenever you're in the paddock and you see a number 1 plate on the front of the bike, you know that's the champ. Well, champ, you put the number 1 plate on, you're out here defending it, and we're going to see how it goes today.
Excited, man. We just ran into a little hiccup, though, so I'm trying to get on the track right now so I can get in a few laps before we start racing, so.
Pan America is a bike that Harley Davidson built a few years ago as an adventure bike, and here in the BRL, so many guys are using it as a race weapon. It's got the power, it's got the handling, it's got great brakes and suspension. It's kind of the all-in-one.
It's a rocket. Way faster than what I need, but it's fun as heck, seeing what I can do with it.
Well, folks, keep your eye on the number 1 today. He's going to be out there showing you what's going on.
So there you have it, the number 1 excited to do battle and sitting in a good spot right now. You see the fans in attendance lined up along the fence as Drew Jankert continues to lead the way. Looks like Chase French in that number 2 spot, Bill Kane, Carl Wilhelm, as the white flag coming out, winding down here on lap number 2. Janker trying to make quick work of it. And we'll see as they come across the stripe. Looks like Lancaster now jumps up to the number 3 spot. Again, 2 different classes. Our DP Brakes Liquid Cooled Twins and Drag Specialties Air Cooled Twins classes. So Jankert and Lancaster, as well as Wilson, 1, 3, and 5 on the physical top 5, and then 1, 2, and 3 in their class. Chase French and looks like Bill Kane sitting up there at the top of that Air Cooled Twins class. So let's see, right now the number 11, been pretty much a solo ride out here so far at round 3. Got that start. Man, we know how important that is. And especially for somebody like Drew, it just seems like once this guy gets clean air, it's almost impossible to wrestle it away from him. Very limited mistakes from him. Really seems comfortable with his machine, his team around him. That you never see them in a panic, in a hurry. Seems like everything just calm, cool, and collected there over in the pits. So big shout out to Drew Jankert, is on approach and looking for a checkered flag waving. And there it is. Your Liquid Cooled Twins class winner, Drew Jankert, on the number 11, gets the job done. We'll watch and wait for the rest of the field to make their way through to see who's going to round out the rest of the podium physically and then within their respective classes. There is the number 1 of David Lancaster. We heard from him earlier and still on the attack. And also looking at a checkered flag waving. The rest of the field making their way through here for race number 2. The DP Brakes Liquid Cooled Twins and Drag Specialties Air Cooled Twins classes. Watching more of our riders here on approach. Once again, Jankert and Lancaster, who we just saw both out of that Liquid Cooled Twins class. Still, the battle rages on at the top of the Air Cooled Twins class. Last we saw, I believe it was Chase French, who was out front leading the way with Bill Kane just behind. Let's see, there is the 348 of Bill Kane. So wait a second, could we have potentially had a switch up at the top of the Air Cooled Twins class? Yes, no doubt about it. Checkered flag waving. So what a last lap. Bill Kane makes the moves happen when he needs to and is going to sneak away with the win here out of your Air Cooled Twins class. Looking like the 22 machine of Carl Wilhelm actually going to sit in that number 2 spot. So tough luck for the 440 of Chase French. Looks like going to slide to the backside of the podium. But Drew Jankert and Bill Kane going to grab their class wins, and you see Jankert on a victory lap. We call it a cool down lap, but when you grab the win, it is a victory lap. And oh no, there it is. So that's what happened. French having some bad luck, the hands up in the air. Looks to be okay, which is top priority, but a tough break there for the 440 after such a solid run. There you see David Lancaster, a wave to the fans. And going to head in to the pits here at Gingerman Raceway. And then Bill Kane, talk about staying in strong till the last moment. You never know what can happen in racing, and that's why we race through the checkered flag. Bill Kane going to grab that win out of the Air Cooled Twins class. So the top 6 looks like this. Well, we've seen the action. Now let's get ready to hear from the riders down on the podium.
Hey, we're back down on the podium. Vincent Wilson in the Liquid Twins class. I know you're out there, you're collecting points, solid ride, you landed on the podium, and that's what you have to do on a bad day.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes we just got to live to fight another day, and we, the boys are working overtime on this thing, putting new wiring harness in it, new cam sensors and cam phasers and everything, and we're just working with what we got, just trying to get it working, and unfortunately, if sometimes you just got to get some points and live to fight another day, and, you know, hopefully tomorrow we can get this thing working, and, you know, I know I got the pace to be up there with Drew, and, you know, hopefully we can just make it work tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you what, if anybody knows how to get these things done, it's the boys over there at Alloy Art over in Art. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to Justin and Josh over there working on this thing endlessly, and Robbie Lane and the whole team over at Alloy Art and Barnett Clutches and Bridgestone. And just thank all the team sponsors, and hopefully we can do something tomorrow.
Well, Paula, step on in here with your third place trophy. How about a nice round of applause, everybody? As we get ready to slide down here, we got Vincent Wilson now. David Lancaster, #1 on the front of the bike. You said, you know what, the championship last year was good. What we're doing right now, though, is we're representing that #1 plate, putting in strong rides.
Right, and I want to tell you, thanks for your work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You got these little guys over here dressed up with the #1 on their jerseys. So they're trying, but we know where it belongs.
Well, congratulations on that. I know that every time we get down here, we want to give people a chance to recognize the folks that help them get here. Who helps you?
Well, first I got to thank my girl for letting me come out here. It's her birthday weekend, so happy birthday, Rebecca. And then we want to thank DP Brakes for hooking us up, Anthony's Leatherworks, Dunlop, Racer's Edge Performance, Heathen Nation, Lucifer's Garage, and Rider Gear.
Great and nice race. Paula, we got a second place award right there. We get right in the middle here. Drew Drankert. All right, now, did you sweave out there a little? But Robbie out there, you almost blew him off the side of the track.
Yeah, I was having a little bit of fun. Wanted to give a flyby on the wall for Robbie there. We were in a little bit of a comfortable lead, and just having fun. That's what we're out here to do.
We got the folks up there on the spectator hill, down here in the paddock. Everywhere you go, you're hearing noise at this place.
Yeah, it's we went up on the hill and watched some of the practice yesterday. This place is awesome because of the reverb off the trees and everything. But Gingerman is a special place, and we enjoy coming here, and they put on a good show.
Well, congratulations, Paula. Come in here. Let's hand out the awards as we get the Liquid Twins podium out of the way. All right, you got some sponsors?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Bridgestone Alloy Art. The Bi-Tubo suspension's working really well. The Bridgestone tires were hooking up really great. You, obviously, and I got to say there's a million unemployed comics out in the world, and we got Lancaster here with us this weekend, so.
Well, there you are, folks. The top 3 down here. Let's step up out of the way. Give these riders a chance to bask in the glory on the podium. And we'll be back with our next podium lineup in just a moment. Air-cooled twins class down here. A lot of big twin machines. A couple Buells mixed in here. Chase, great ride going out there. A little bit of a tough luck on the last lap, though.
Yeah, I finished my last lap on the tow truck. But yeah, I was leading and, man, running the fastest I've ran all day. I'd like to see the lap times compared to the bagger, but, man, it was awesome. They rode a good ride, but blew a head gasket on the last lap, and it's just my luck, That's how it goes. It's racing.
Finished third place. Paula has your third place trophy there for you. Real quick, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Moonshine Harley Davidson, Speed Dealer, GP Suspension, and then my wife for being here to help move the bikes around and do everything. And then I'm sure there's many other people, but just thanks to everybody who's helped put the bike together and get us here.
Well, thank you very much. Hang out here. We'll get the podium shot. Let's slide over here. Carl Wilhelm from Ohio. Started coming out to the bagger races exactly a month ago. Came in, did the school, did everything. And I think you've landed on the podium just about every time you went to the track. You might be the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, Rob. We might need to get some more people to ride in this class. But definitely glad to be here, glad to be up here. Having a great time doing it. Just tried to get around the track today without laying it down like we did over at Hastings, and we're doing successful so far.
Well, great job out there. I know that you have a great group of people that come help you. Who you have?
I want to thank my girlfriend and her family for coming out. My track crew, I couldn't do it without you guys. And then I've got Farrow's Harley. I want to thank them for hooking me up with my Bridgestone tires.
Congratulations. Nice job. Paula's got your second place trophy there. We turn around here to the winner. You came in late. Joe made the call. Everything's starting to get a little bit topsy-turvy. He said, I don't need a lot of practice. I'm going to come out there and show these guys what's going on. Nice ride out there.
Thank you. Yeah, my first time here, first time with BRL. So big shout out to Joey Beavers. He's the one that messaged me and said, hey, you should come out here, and a lot of fun. And so if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here.
Well, Joey Beavers is a great guy. Paula, we got some first place hardware over here. Sponsors, anybody help you get here?
So Lightning Cycle, which is actually my shop that put the bike together, which is me. Agard Moto Foundry, and then Bargain Barn. I was able to, that's out of Edgerton, Wisconsin. I was able to find this bike there. And it was last Thanksgiving, and got it ready this season.
Out of Edgerton, that's a real near and dear spot to the Drag Specialties crew. Guys, gather around in here, get nice and close. Hoist those awards up. As we wrap up the podium, we've got race number 3 coming up shortly, and then the Grid Walk, the Bagger GP, the Pirelli Pro Stock, all mixed into one. Stay tuned, we're gonna be back live with action from Gingerman Raceway. Stop number 4 of the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades.
Performance isn't a trend, it's a lifestyle. At Tucker Speed, we live and breathe Harley-Davidson performance. From performance parts and accessories to riding gear and apparel, we carry everything you need to build a faster, harder running machine. But we don't just sell parts. We build, we ride, and we race with the parts we sell. Because real performance only comes from real experience. From complete engine builds to suspension upgrades to in-house dyno tuning and custom performance setups, our team is dedicated to pushing Harley-Davidson performance to the limit. Street or track, weekend rider or full race build, Tucker Speed has the parts, knowledge, and experience to take your bike to the next level. Visit tuckerspeed.com or bring your bike to the experts at Tucker Speed.
This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Yuasa Battery, DP Brakes, and Icon. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. As we take a look now, race number 3, our American Twins Unlimited Lightweight Unlimited, and it looks like middleweight superbike in this one as well. Some familiar names, David Lancaster and Levy Batty look like going to try to make the lineup in this one as well. Excited to get to see the number 8 for the first time this weekend. All right, we hear the revs. There's the green flag. We are off and rolling. A couple of front wheels off the ground there, and look at that, slicing and dicing. Drew Jankert up the inside, but look at the number 3, it looks like, maybe on the machine. Gonna have to see if we can catch the number once again, but holy cow, talk about some moves. We've seen several riders over the 6-year history of the Bagger Racing League really make a career out of their starts. Look at this jump. Almost immediately jumps past the entire front row, and honestly, big credit to Drew Jankert there as well. As you see, he was way back on the grid. And the hustle headed into turn number 1 is absolutely flying at the front of this field. Now, once again, several different classes out on track right now. You've got the Unlimited Superbike, Middleweight Superbike, Lightweight Superbike, and then the American Twins Unlimited class. So several different classes circulating at one time, but just like we said a bit earlier, a lot of these riders frequently find themselves doing battle with riders not in their specific class, and oftentimes those are some of the most fun to watch. Several different kinds of motorcycles out on course as well, which I think is something that's really unique to the Bagger Racing League as they continue to kind of adapt over the years, starting to welcome in some metric classes. And I really think some of the interest from those classes specifically have started to become some of the bigger talking points, if you will, when you bring up the Bagger Racing League, because the racing is so fantastic in these classes, as we're seeing right now. Look at this. One rider starting to close the gap in a hurry. Little bit of space a bit further back in the field. Impressive speeds. As take a look at this. Looks like that is the number 34 out front and on the gas. That is Seth Dahmer. Well, that makes a lot of sense. The 34 ride certainly not scared to send it, as you can see it on the gas right now. As you see a big group of them. And your leader's actually starting to make their way through lap traffic at the speed Seth's going. He's going to be back towards the front of the field by the time this is all said and done. Lots of close racing, just a couple of bike lanes separating those two. Trying to see some familiar names like we talked about. Ooh, a little close for comfort. Headed down the front stretch there. Drew Jankert already been out on track. Joe Sanderson, Joe Beavers, David Lancaster, Caleb Childers back out there as well. And then a couple of riders that were just seen for the first time. Looks like your top 5 out front right now. The 34 ride of Seth Dahmer. And again, we're double check here with timing and scoring, but it looks like right now, at least on the camera, that was Dahmer slicing his way towards the front. Really aggressive riding. But we talk about these riders now really starting to understand what it takes to grab a win here in the BRL, and that's just it. You can't sit back and let the race come to you, like they say. I believe these are 8-lap races, yes, so a fair amount of time on track, but certainly not, you know, the type of time where you can just sit back and wait. So another lap in the books here. Trying to see, I wonder if that's Sanderson behind him. 78 ride. Looks like Elisa Gingerman Bellin. Had to double check the list here, so. The 78 ride, absolutely flying right now. Take a look at some of the lap times here, really impressive. As Seth Dahmer looks like down to the 130s, about the mid 130s or so. And look at this, some close racing on track. I believe that is the 78. Trying to close up. And couldn't quite tell from that shot. Might have made the pass happen right there. This is what I'm talking about when I mention the different motorcycles. You've got your metric bike up against your bagger. It's a duo and a mashup that you don't normally see. Is the 34 of Dahmer once again goes to click another lap down. But so many unique characteristics. One, maybe he's got the horsepower and the torque. Other, a bit more nimble maybe. It really is cool to see the way these machines race each other. And man, talk about a guy that just knows how to get it done. There you saw the 11 of Jankert, the 78 ride of Bellin. And some close racing behind there. Trying to see, that might have been Batty, if I'm not mistaken, on the number 8. Side by side across the stripe there. As starting to exit the midpoint of this race. Beautiful day here in South Haven, Michigan. There you see the number 1 of David Lancaster, who we heard from earlier today. And David, another solid ride, buttery smooth. There's the 101 of Sanderson, back out on track as well. And again, you just see these riders setting the corners up so far in advance. Dahmer with the knee out. On the charge. As the halfway flags come out. 4 down, 4 to go for the 34. There's a lot of 4s there. As Jankert now makes his way down the front stretch. Got to be impressed with, or satisfied, I should say, with his riding so far here today. Another solid showing. Jankert in that unlimited superbike class. Dahmer in the middleweight superbike class. There is, I believe that's the 76 of Caleb Childers. Yes, I recognize the all red. Looking good, feeling good. And Childers out of that ATU class, the American Twins Unlimited. So those baggers that you're seeing out there, most, pretty much all of them in that ATU class. Bellin in the unlimited superbike as well. So as you can see, a little bit of shaking up in regards to who's on track versus what position they are in class. 4 riders in the turn at the same time. Look at this, the battle is on. And I believe that might have been Dahmer trying to carve his way through. We'll wait and see. Oh, look at that, peaks around the outside. That is a bold move right there if that rider wasn't aware. Try to see, I don't know, these two are going at a high rate of speed. That does look like Dahmer. So Dahmer cutting back through. And checkered flag in, must have missed the white. There it is, checkered flag, no doubt about it. Seth Dahmer gets the job done and handles business not only in that middleweight superbike class, but over the entire field. What an impressive ride. And got to be satisfied with that one. Now headed on a victory lap as the rest of the field going to start to make their way through. Levy Batty shown in that number 2 spot, which would put him in the number 1 ride for the American Twins Unlimited class. Drew Jankard looks like going to be on the top step for that Unlimited Superbike class. Checker flag waves as the riders head out on their cool down lap. Lancaster still on the charge. It looks like that might have been Childers right behind. Now these two in the same class, so Lancaster had to put up a fight here in this one, as the 76 Childers was not far behind. But a solid ride here in race number 3, your American Twins Unlimited lightweight, middleweight, and unlimited superbike classes. And a little nod of the head after a job well done. So you see how the classes break down. Seth Dahmer, Drew Jankard, Brian Shields, and Levy Batty all grabbing class wins here in race number 3. Let's get ready to send things down to the podium.
Well, folks, we're down here on the podium. Middleweight superbike, Joe Sanderson, drag specialties rep by day. Actually, one of the longest tenured drag specialty reps ever. You were like one of the first 2 or 3 guys signed up, weren't you?
Yeah. I've been in with drag for 34 years, since I was 21. Now I'm an old man, so yeah. No, it's been a lifetime of fun, so it's really cool.
Still out here, though, giving it heck on the racetrack, whether we're on a bagger or on a sport bike out here. You landed in 3rd place today, Paula. I'm sure you're very familiar with Paula. Has your 3rd place trophy there. Joe, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my wife, first foremost, for all the help and getting these leathers on this old dude and off of this old guy. And but drag specialties, Legend suspension, Saddleman seats, Cometic, DP brakes, Bel-Ray oil. I mean, it's a long list, man. Everybody helps me out. Pirelli tires. It's unreal, man. Like, the guys in the industry are so supportive of this, and we really do appreciate it. You know, coming out and letting weekend guys feel like warriors and heroes. You know, it's kind of cool.
So it's certainly cool to have you here. Congratulations, Joe Sanderson over here. Now we're going to slide over to the first women that finished at this event, and we've had a couple in the past, but you rode a strong ride. And we actually have had a husband and wife before as well, and we've had them in the same race, but you guys were out there battling a little bit.
Yeah, it was a really fun race. I've only been to this track as of today. Wasn't expecting to race this weekend. Woke up still in my pajamas. My dad said, "You're racing." So got to kick it in gear pretty quick. Got qualifying in. Super happy. Had a lot of fun. Saw my husband show me a wheel on that second to lap race or lap, and I was like, "Well, this will be fun." So caught him, I think, at the line. I don't know. We were kind of both playing chicken a little bit, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
First and foremost, congratulations to our first place winner. And then, of course, I want to thank Carnes Performance. I want to thank Speed Farm, everyone who's put my bike up here, KYT, Bison, my husband for allowing me to share the spotlight a little bit this weekend, and my dad, of course, for driving us out here.
Congratulations. Paula Fox has your award right there. Center position here, Seth Dahmer. Seth, we saw you on the 800 in Nebraska. Obviously, you spend a lot of time on this bike, very comfortable with it. Great ride out there, kind of start to finish.
Yeah, thank you. It was such a fun race. There's a ton of people. There's always someone to ride with. And I was just hunting for trying to find a 33, but I couldn't get it. I was stuck in the 34s, so it was still a fun race. I got to thank Hoban Brothers, DP Brakes, Barnett Clutches, Spectral Oil, Vance and Hines. There's so many people that help out this program and help me get here, my dad. And it's a really good bike, and I can really put it wherever I want.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure Paul is close by here with the number 1 plate. Folks, this is middleweight sport bike. Legendary, fast, crazy, affordable, good time. Folks, get over there and hoist those trophies up, and let's get a podium shot here. We're going to re-rack the podium, and we'll be back shortly. All right, you guys ready down here on the podium as we get ready to hand out the awards in the ATU class. Always picking up hardware. You don't come out to the line unless you come on with a trophy.
Dude, so awesome. I love BRL.
We love having you here, too. Now, obviously, in that race out there, it's a mixture of everything from baggers to Pan Americans. We had them all on the track, and you were racing with everybody.
It was a good time. You know, Levi had a little rough start, so I got pretty stoked because I got ahead of him for a while. And he comes by, and he's gone. Gone, like rocket.
Well, I know that you got some help here this weekend. The folks from Barnett been helping you out. Who else we want to give a shout-out to?
We got to say happy birthday to Rebecca first off. DP Brakes, Anthony's Leatherworks, Dunlop, Racer's Edge Performance, Dale and Cowboy from there, Heathen Nation, Lucifer's Garage, and Rider Gear.
Nice job.
Rob Itis, come on.
Thank you very much. Here's your third place award. We'll slide over here. I don't want to trip over the stands in the back. Kurt Wilbur, step on up here. It's been a busy day for you guys.
Yeah, it's been battling bike troubles and stuff, but we got Batty on my old twin cam here, so I gave him the spare bike, and he got me on it, so I messed up my own points there.
You know, that's kind of something. That's the big, you know, kind of, if somebody needs some help, you guys will jump in there, help them out, lend them a bike, and then you have to battle your own bike.
Yeah, exactly, the entire bike, so. No, it was fun. It was fun riding with him, and I had a good time out there.
Well, nice job. Anybody you want to make sure that you recognize for the effort?
Oh, yeah, Speed Farm first and foremost. Paul Schlatt helped me put this bike together in a very small period of time. Brian from Bagger Mayhem helped me fix a problem yesterday. I got the bike going. Riker, I mean, there's DP Brakes, Barnett, LA Art came in today and got me a chain tensioner and got the bike going for me as well. Riker, list goes on and on.
Well, congratulations. Nice job out there. Paula has an award here for you. And we're getting ready to go. Levy Batty, you switched bikes. You had a rough afternoon, but you still managed to come back here and pick up the #1 plate.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rough morning today. We got a good qualifying. We got P1 and Super Street, but, you know, unfortunately things happen, and, you know, the bike doesn't always want to go. So, but we got it fixed just too late. But yeah, I mean, I really appreciate Kurt for lending his other bike to me and making sure I can actually, you know, have some fun out there. It was a blast driving out there because, you know, we had Kurt out there and we had him. What was your name again? Dave. See, it's like my dad, Dave. And then, you know, we had my wife out there, so it was a lot of fun driving, you know, everyone together. And I mean, I want to thank Speed Farm again for making everything happen. I mean, all the guys and Travis to get my bike up there and make sure it was riding. Travis, Words Financial, Speed Farm, Belen Dental, my wife, my father-in-law for bringing me here. We have Bridgestone, who hooked me up with a bunch of stuff. DID, we have Blood, DP Brakes, Riker. We have Irish Pig Performance exhaust. We have Lords of Gastown. We have Travo here. He's a Belgian sponsor of mine. He's probably watching right now. So. I mean, everyone, you know, my parents, they're going to be here next time in Ohio, so they're coming from Belgium. You know, everyone is helping me out. Thank you a lot. We keep it going.
Well, congratulations. Paula has the #1 plate award right here for you. Guys, gather around here as we get ready to celebrate another podium. And we'll have one more podium to go as we get ready to go track walk as the Bagger GP and Pro Stock machines start to make their way out onto the grid. Hey, we're down on the podium, and we have Brian Shields. Brian from Youngstown, Ohio, made the trip up here. Double duty, shop owner by day, Pirelli tire fitment guy for sport bikes and racers. So you're wearing 3 hats this weekend.
Yeah, Rob, it's a busy weekend, but we're happy to be here. We're really stoked that BRL continues to put on these events for us. I'd like to thank all the corner workers, too, and without all those folks out there, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. All the workers at BRL, Jennifer, she's terrific. She got me straightened out earlier today, too. But, yeah, we're here representing Youngstown.
Absolutely. We got to get the Penguin Nation going. All right. We got your #1 plate behind you. Paula Fox right here has that. How about the sponsor lineup? Who you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with me racing for all these years. You know, it's like 40 years of me doing what I love to do. So thank you to her. Thanks to my other family, my crew, for coming out and helping us do this. Thanks for Parts Unlimited and Drag Specialties for, sponsoring this event. Also like to thank Bridgestone for putting together a great set of tires for this bike. DP brakes, Motul oil, just all the other folks that throughout the season help out and make this all possible. We appreciate all of them. Thank you very much.
Well, we certainly appreciate that, Paul, with the number 1 plate right there. Let's slide over here next to the Alloy Art weapon. Man, this thing was on rails out there.
Yeah, thanks. We had a lot of fun out there. Bridgestone tires were hooking up awesome as usual. Gave us a little bit of advantage. And I have to thank the guys over at Alloy Art. Bell's Autosport has this thing looking amazing, keeping us pretty and getting it detailed all correct. So we have a huge shout out to them and say thank you. I have to say thanks to all the guys working on the bike this weekend. They're working tirelessly to make sure everything's right. But I want to say thanks to my wife and kids, Madeline and Luke, back home. And yeah, look forward to more of this tomorrow.
Well, what we look forward to is handing you the number 1 plate here. I know that what we're doing with this time, with the grid walk that's going to be happening shortly, I know you guys are feverishly working on that road glide, trying to get it ready to go. So we wish you luck in getting that going. Any parting shots before we switch gears and go back to the big finale, the baggers for the day?
Yeah, we've got a contingency plan. So, I mean, obviously we want to ride the mullet if it's ready. Those guys are still wrenching, and I have utmost faith that they'll get it right. It's just whether or not they'll get it right in time. So you'll see us on the grid one way or another, but it might not be on the mullet. We hope so, but we'll be out there.
Well, best of luck to you folks. We are down on the podium wrapping it up. We want to invite everybody. In a few moments, we'll give you the call to meet us out on the grid. We got the grid walk coming up. Andrews Bagger GP, Pirelli Pro Stock. More action here from Gingerman. Stay tuned. We're going to be back live. Stop number 4 of the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades.
We're Advan Black, industry leader in color-matched performance bagger parts.
For over a decade, we've been building premium parts and accessories for baggers. Designed for riders who demand more from every mile. Advan Black. You choose the destination, we handle the rest.
Innovation matters. But innovation that leads to better performance, that's what really matters. Bridgestone Innovation, now in all-terrain.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. Now let's send things down to our very own Rob Bidas standing by for our grid walk.
Hey guys, we're down here on the grid walk. This has become a tradition with the Bagger Racing League. What we do before our feature race is we come down, let the fans come out, kind of check out the bikes a little up close, talk to the riders, make sure that they're all ready to go. Seth Dahmer down here sitting on pole position today. Tucker Speed Road Glide. First of all, nice job on the podium and the super bike, and a great job on the Bagger so far.
Yeah, I'm having a ton of fun this weekend. The Tucker Speed and Pirelli have been helping us out a ton, and this bike's really good, and I feel really confident in it, and hopefully we can win this race.
You know, as the season goes on, obviously a bit of homework goes into it. You start to get it better and better. It's funny what a month can do, isn't it?
Yeah, the boys at the shop have been working hard. We've been reviewing everything and looking over the parts, and we made some changes, and I really like it, and I'm confident in this thing.
Well, we want to wish you best of luck today. Seth Dahmer sitting on the my man from Precision right here. Now, you probably watched him on the internet, and he's always bringing you amazing behind-the-scenes peek. The machine shop, all the technology, 50 years. Thanks for coming out.
Well, we have to keep these bikes running in tip-top shape. We have our friends from Dark Horse, S&S, Pirelli, all the big boys are here, Vance and Hines. This bike started out as a hot rod street bike, and now look at it. Winning races, right? And there's great people. The camaraderie here is unbelievable. If you need a nut, a bolt, a piston, you can probably find it from one of these guys. They'll just lend it to you. This is the place to be. Follow the Bagger Racing League. It's fantastic.
See that? When you have Rhode Island on your side, anything, the doors just magically open up. Come on, we're going to go over here and talk to Cody Gilmore. Cody Gilmore, the reigning champion. last year put in work after work after work, and back on your race bike. The opening rounds, you had to go to a backup bike. It wasn't anywhere near what you're used to, and now you're back on your main bike.
Yeah, it feels good to get back out here. We've had quite a few problems this year, and it's not for lack of effort and trying, but just sometimes things ain't going your way. And so we've made a lot of improvements over the weekend, but we're still fighting a little bit of a battle, and hopefully I can just improve a little bit again out here this next time and be able to start giving them a run for our money later on today or tomorrow. So I think we got a little bit more work to do, but once we can get everything going and get myself back in place, we should be good. So yeah, it's been fun, and the team's been working super hard back there, Suburban and the whole crew, and Ben at Impact Wiring. They've been on it nonstop, and yeah, sometimes some stuff's a work in progress. So we're having fun out here anyways, and we're looking forward to getting out there in a little bit.
Cody Gilmore down here on the podium, always looking to improve. The bike's getting better and better every time. Let's take another walk back here to the next row. We see him hanging up there on the wall over there. Me and you are hanging. I like this, me and you hanging out all day. Tony Tucker, him and the crew worked feverishly to get all these bikes ready. Went out in practice, and Tony's not a crasher. Went down. What did he do? Whatever he had to do to get ready to go. And now here you are in a really strong position as you could get a great start. Who knows what can happen?
Well, I'm going to try and be the first one into turn one here with this open lane in front of me. And yeah, we had a little get off yesterday morning. The team scrambled. We put the bike back together and came out. I'm just trying to get over, in my head, that kind of mental block from going down yesterday, and working through it. Found some time in qualifying and hoping to find a little bit more in the race.
Well, we know that if anyone can, it's going to be you. Best of luck to you out there. Any final shots before we start to move away?
Nope, going to keep my mouth shut this time.
Tony Tucker down here on the podium. Brendan Foley right next to him. Now, Brendan Foley last year won the Barnett Super Street title, had a solid ride, kicks off his move up to the Pirelli Pro Stock class with a very, very strong ride in Hastings, Nebraska, and I know you're looking to build on that this weekend.
Yeah, we had a rough start to the weekend. Showed up, had to do some bike work, and then got a couple laps in yesterday. Had to do a transmission and came out this morning. We put in a solid 5 or 6 laps, and we're not in a bad spot on the grid, so see what we can do.
I think you got a great opportunity here. Your dirt bike and off-road thing lets you get great hole shots. I know you're going to launch out of there. Any final thoughts before we move on?
No, we're in a good spot. We got Cody and Seth in front of us, with Jake and Tucker right next to me, so I think we got a pretty solid grid and should be a clean race.
Well, best of luck to you, Brendan. Rides the number 29 last year, had the 1 on his bike. Jake Masters from Australia makes his way up here. Jake does have the number 1 plate on his bike. This is the Pirelli Pro Stock champion from last year. And he desperately wanted to move up, and he said, you know what? I've already won a couple number 1 plates, and I've kept moving up. I want to support this one. I want to defend it. Great job so far. And he's one of our international riders. He comes from Australia. How you doing?
Good. I'm excited. It's good to be back out in Michigan here. It's an awesome crowd, awesome track. Put a Q1 down in qualifying, and I'm ready to go do some racing.
Folks, if you don't remember, the first 2 races of the year, he had just broken his femur. It's been a month since that happened. How much better can you be?
I honestly feel 10 times better, so I'm pretty stoked. It's a big difference from the first 2 rounds till now.
Well, best of luck to you. We hope that the fluidity is all there and you're ready to battle.
Thank you very much. Excited to get out there and put some laps down.
Jake Masters from Australia. We slide back here. Hey, Carbon. The FDR crew. Frank's a great guy, and what Frank always does, even if he can't make it, he always sends people to rep the brand. Carbon, you're out here riding for the FDR Foundation.
Yeah, very, very happy to have the opportunity to be out here. Love the FDR Foundation. Did a lot for me after my crash, and definitely appreciative. And now we're out here representing Shrong. Hopefully, we got ourselves a good contender. Got some laps. Josh from Runlit Racing's been busting all day, keeping myself, and now we are on the team or on the track, and couldn't be happier to be out here.
Well, best of luck to you. I know that It's that time of the day where the butterflies start to turn into pterodactyls in the bellies. We're getting close.
Oh yeah, most definitely. There's a pretty good grid out here. We've got a couple sneak attacks coming from the back. Very stoked to see Levi Batty going to be coming out to our race, and should be a good time out here.
All right, well, let's continue to move on over here. Very, very presentable Chase French over here. We just saw him on the podium in the air-cooled twins. Boom, drops right back on the bagger, and no rest.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick turnaround, but with help, you know, it makes it easier, and it's fun. More laps, the better. I just like to ride.
Getting out there, making sure that they're putting in the best laps. He'll be bringing one of these 360 onboard cameras, so you'll have a view when we put this together of all the action and all the drama that unfolds. We want to wish you good luck and have a great time.
Thank you, guys.
Chase French, let's make our way over one more spot. So the last time we were talking, Matthew Maldonado had his own bike, then he's on a backup bike, then he got a new job, then he moved halfway across the country. You don't let even any grass grow under your feet, my friend.
No, I do not.
Okay, you're down here by day, Drag Specialties rep, you, Joe Sanderson, there's a couple of them out there. When I say a couple, there's two. That's who does. There's a big group of reps. They don't do this.
Yep, just a few of us out here racing, but I mean, it's not for everybody. I get that.
Well, it's certainly for you. You guys are doing good work. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Yeah, on Jake McGuire's bike for this race, my crankshaft went out. Apparently 20 thousandths run out isn't optimal, so couldn't ride my bike, but I'm just out here trying to collect some points today on the 718. I just want to hang out in the back and just try to collect some points and try to stay in the points.
Well, best of luck to you, Matthew Maldonado. I think we've wrapped up the podium. Guys, what we're going to do is give these riders an opportunity to clear the grid. We'll get the tires pulled off, and we're going to get fired up and go racing here in the finals. Andrews Bagger GP, Pirelli Pro Stock. This is the Drag Specialties Battle of Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades.
From the sun-drenched coasts of California to the stormy plains of the Midwest and the misty peaks of the Appalachians, this beautiful nation gives us all kinds of weather, but nothing the American Elite 2 can't handle. When the skies open up, confidence comes alive. This is a true long-haul tire, engineered precisely for unpredictable elements along the way, providing exceptional grip and stability when it matters most. American Elite 2, built for the ride.
This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Advent Black, Redline Oil, and Dunlop. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, all wrapped up. 3 races in the book. Just got done with our grid walk, and our riders now warmed up after 1 lap, lined up on the grid and ready to go racing here in our Pirelli Pro Stock, Andrews Products Bagger GP, and Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Baggers. Top finishers allowed to line up in this one as well. As you can see, some of the biggest names that we have here in the Bagger Racing League lined up and are ready to go racing here in Gingerman. Track is clear, 30-second card is out. And how about this onboard camera for our finale here for round 3? As there's a green flag, we are off and rolling. Couple of riders jumpy off the line. It's a mixture of having the power but also controlling it. As we jump on board, the Viewers at home, sitting in the number 3 spot right now. How about this great camera work? There's a couple different onboard cameras throughout our field. Give you a little better ideas just how much speed these riders are carrying. Like I said, easily over 70 miles an hour, the average speed for all of our classes here today, even on these big bagger machines. And we talked about it earlier, you know, it's impressive to see how fast they go, but the really impressive part is to see the way they slow down, the way they're able to pivot these machines. Is look at this, diving up the inside. How about it? The viewers getting an onboard view as to how to make a pass happen. Now, the number 2 spot, not quite enough, putting pressure to try to take over the lead as we've got our top 4 all in the same corner at the same time. See, hugging that inside, and wow, look at that slingshot engaged. And once again, our top 4 all in the same camera shot at the same time. The 34 of Seth Dahmer showing what he is made of here in this Bagger GP class. Andrews Products Bagger GP, kind of in the highlight class of the Bagger Racing League, and it's easy to see why as they roar across the start-finish line. Don't forget Pirelli Pro Stock in the mix here as well. We've seen it time and time again, especially those top riders in Pirelli Pro Stock often are right in the mix with these top GP guys. And then our Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Baggers, top finishers, the podium able to line up for this one as well as they would like. Let's take a look now. Cody Gilmore, Jake Masters, Seth Dahmer, Brendan Foley, and Drew Jankert, all shown inside that top 5. It definitely looks like Dahmer, though, out front leading the way. It is Seth Dahmer, Cody Gilmore, and Drew Jankert that are out of that Bagger GP class. Brendan Foley, Levi Batty, Tony Tucker, Carbone Merrill, Chase French, Matthew Maldonado, Jake Masters, and Kurt Wilbur all in here as well. Don't forget, we talked about it earlier this season, the number 1 of Jake Masters a little banged up coming into this one. Coming into the season, really. Not sure as to the exact status of his health, but we talked about it a little bit in our last broadcast, overcoming adversity and just wants to race. As look at this. Good fight going on there for that number 2, 3, and 4 spot. But out front right now, wanting no part of it, the 34. It looks like that might have been Foley, Gilmore, and Masters all in a mix there. See a little wobble there from Dahmer. We've seen that before too. These riders get out front. It's almost like, I don't want to say they get comfortable, but it seems like these tracks can sneak up on you a little bit. Once again, great onboard shot. Let you see exactly what it's like to carve it up here at Gingerman. Was that a pass for second? Let's see. As hugging our way around here like we talked about earlier, just over 2 miles here at Gingerman, and I believe 11 corners, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 11 here on this end. And the same designer that we had from our previous track to kick the season off. We've asked some of our riders if they know that there's like a similar flow, and some feel like there is, some feel like they're completely different. But right now, Seth Dahmer, whatever he's doing, he's standing it up just a little bit in that corner there. No harm, no foul, back on the charge. Dahmer at this point just trying to hit his marks. I don't know, again, you can see he is pushing right there. A little wobble on the machine. And down the front stretch they go once again. Seth Dahmer checks in number 1 ride. There you see the 27 of Foley, or excuse me, the 27 of Cody Gilmore. Forgot Gilmore on that 27 ride there. And this is on board with the 477 of Tony Tucker. Beautiful view here behind the handlebars of one of the fan favorites here at the BRL. Taking a listen on board there as well. One of my favorite parts, listening to the way these riders roll that throttle on and let it eat. As Tucker doing a great job of piecing this course together. You hear, especially come qualifying, our riders and teams often talking about that as well. Certain segments, you know, one rider may shine over the other, but oftentimes it's the rider that can piece the whole thing together. Maybe not the fastest in one spot or another, but overall able to get the job done. Right now, Dahmer, I think he may be claiming all 3 or 4 segments, however you want to break it up. The 34 absolutely rolling right now. Oh no, take a look at this, problems. And in a big way, riders down. Couldn't quite tell who that was. It almost looked like Jake Masters was down as we take a look now back at Tony Tucker. And there it is, red flag coming out. So how about that? Tough news for whoever those riders are. Dahmer gonna head off the track.
Yeah, give me a second.
Go ahead and let our riders, safety crews, do what they need to do. Tony Tucker making his way into the pit. Tony, we talked about one of the fan favorites here in the BRL, and we were able to catch up with him a little bit earlier.
You know, you're always looking for somebody that could do your job. He could do my job. I can't do his job, though. He builds race bikes, he races them himself, and he has one of the most professionally orchestrated teams here in the paddock. I'm talking about Tony Tucker, Tucker Speed. Tony, welcome back to Gingerman.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I had a great, round here last year, and was excited to get back here. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of a low side yesterday, and now it's in my head, and I'm trying to shake the bugs, you know what I mean, and get back into the groove, but we're moving in the right direction.
So Tony not only does racing, not only builds the race bikes, not only runs a very successful dealership out in Ogden, Utah, but you added to your team this year.
We did. We have a big addition with Seth Dahmer riding in the Bagger GP class, and he's really out here kind of pushing the limits of the bikes that we're putting together, and it's cool to see someone who can actually ride these bikes, actually, push them to the limits. He's got some pretty fast times, so we're really excited about it.
Well, folks, keep your eye on Tony Tucker and his entire team this weekend. They're going to be in the battle from the drop of the green flag all the way to the checkers. And if you're out in Ogden, Utah, do yourself a favor and stop through and see what it's all about. Tony, good luck.
Thank you so much.
Hey, we're an international organization, meaning that we have riders from all over the globe come with us. This week, Australians, Jake Masters. Jake, last year, the #1 plate landed on the front of your bike. You said, I'm defending it. At the very opening rounds of the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades, you came to it with a broken femur, freshly broken.
Yeah, no, I was only 4 weeks out of a broken femur. We got points, made it done. I came out and rode yesterday. I feel 1,000 times better, so I'm hoping to be a lot more competitive today and try to put it up on the front of the box.
You know, we're talking about what's going on internationally, whether it's over in Europe or whether it's in the South Pacific. Everybody is talking about baggers right now, and it's truly becoming, if you have an organization, you have to have baggers.
Exactly right. Baggers are becoming a massive thing. I'm so stoked with all the support, all the people coming out to watch. It's been so incredible to watch it grow in the last 4 years that I've been here, and we'll be taking it overseas very soon.
Jake Masters, he rides for the Suburban Harley-Davidson team. Make sure you keep an eye on him. Give him a follow. You never know what this guy's going to be up to.
Two of the more popular riders, I feel like, on the circuit. Just like Rob said, you never know what Jake's going to be throwing up on social media. Tony's got some great stuff, too. Doing the podcast and all kinds of great stuff going on over there. Make sure you guys are following all of these riders, really, on social media. And make sure you're following the Bagger Racing League as well for all the up-to-date information on the BRL. As we've got our riders re-racked here on the grid. And we are just about ready to go green flag racing once again. 30-second card is out. Our Andrews Products Bagger GP Pirelli Pro Stock off and rolling. Good jump into turn number 1. This is a second chance for some. Seth Dahmer, you know he's going to be charged towards the front. Now let's take a look at how things got started off. Watch the 34. I mean, absolutely launching the front end. Seth Dahmer certainly not going to plan there. And there's the onboard shot of it as well. Actually seemed like a bit smoother of a ride than I expected on board, but man, certainly not how he was planning on starting it, but still able to run it up inside the top 3, and now looks like sitting in the number 2 spot. So we've got a battle on our hands at the top of the Bagger GP class. Our main event of the afternoon here for round number 3. See, so impressive the lean angle that these riders are able to get. Looks like that is Foley on the 29. Brendan Foley actually out of the Pro Stock class, our Pirelli Pro Stock. Like I talked about, these guys are no joke. And Brendan Foley has really stepped up in a big way. Look at this, Dahmer gonna try to make the pass happen, and he does, but still, Brendan Foley really been shining here in 2026, and oh my goodness, Seth Dahmer with the save of the day. That could have been horrendous. Let's take a look at this. On board, grabs a handful. Oh, and the back end steps out big time. That could have been the race right there. Dahmer actually doing an incredible job of keeping it on 2 wheels. Meanwhile, look at this. Brendan Foley slideways into the corner. It looked like that might have been Masters behind him. Down the front stretch they go once again. And gotta wonder where Dahmer's gonna pop back out at. Looked like he did keep it on 2 wheels, but what a ride there for the 34. As looked like that might have been, who that was, looks like Dahmer. And right now on board with the, or beside I should say, the 27 of Cody Gilmore. We'll see which one of our onboard riders that was making the pass for, I believe, 3rd. But man, what an impressive ride. Brendan Foley staying calm under pressure and then applying the pressure after getting past. Not scared at all. And he said that before, a rider with some stunt riding background, if I'm not mistaken, and those guys are certainly not afraid to let it hang out when they need to, and that doesn't just apply to doing stunts, clearly applies to going fast as well. Always really fascinated to see the posture of the riders on these machines as well. You see going down the front stretch, a lot of them really tucking over, hiding behind those windscreens, trying to stay as aerodynamic as possible, and then some you actually see really trying to sit up and widen themselves coming into some of these corners. There's Foley. Looks like that is the number 1, and then that looks like Dahmer now back on the charge. So Dahmer has responded after a very, very close call. Now a little wiggle there from the number 1. Dahmer gonna just take the long way around, rolls that throttle on, and looks like may have made the pass for the number 2 spot stick. Let's see. There it is. So Seth Dahmer picks up another spot. Once again, these riders in 2 different classes, Brendan Foley and Jake Masters, both in that Pirelli Pro Stock. Here we are jumping back on board with Tony Tucker. You can see Tony putting in work as well. Looks like up near that top 5. Locked in, as the kids say. I love it. Love those onboard shots. Just showing how much the machines are moving around. Shows how intense the action is when you're actually down close on the ground, but then also to show how much the riders are maneuvering around as well. And we say it all the time, there's nothing like being there in person, whether we're talking about a concert or certainly any kind of racing sport as well. Like I said, make sure you're following Bagger Racing League or looking on baggerracingleague.com. I mean, look at the action that we've got here. Why would you not want to try to come find one of these in person? The white flag is out. Looked like they were almost locking the rears up. I mean, talk about pushing the pace. Brendan Foley absolutely riding, I feel like, to his full potential right now. I mean, this is a standout ride, and under pressure like this from Dahmer, really been fun to watch. And these two, like I said, in different classes, but battling for pride, bragging rights, and everybody wants to be that first one across the checkered flag. Great shot right there. You can see how much Dahmer was able to soak up in the entrance to some of those corners. But we say it all the time, it's one thing to catch up to a rider, completely different ball game to actually make the pass happen. And Foley certainly showing he's willing to put up a fight. We'll see whether or not Dahmer's may be able to set him up a couple corners in advance. Here we go. The 34 very fast in this section. Late on the brakes and pulls up right alongside. He's going to try to go the long way around. They are side by side. Oh, and a wiggle. Oh, that's going to do it right there. A small bobble for Brendan Foley, and he loses the lead to Seth Dahmer in the final few stretches of racetrack, coming down to what I believe may be the final corner. And there it is. A checkered flag in sight. Made the pass happen when he needed it. And Seth Dahmer going to take him across the finish line. Brendan Foley just behind him. What an incredible ride from both of those two, taking the class wins. And look at that, Levy Batty making his way across the finish line as well. Solid finish from the number 8. Tony Tucker on board, taking the checkers here for round number 3. Another successful run for the 477. We're gonna head down on the cool down lap. Still pushing the pace here. Let's see. Was that Chase French on the 440? I believe so. And I think that's Maldonado behind him on the 718, the green ride. And those two have been pretty close almost the entire race. See some celebrations here on the cool down lap. Little thumbs up there between Jankert and Tucker. Oh yeah, there's some wheelie action. I told you the guy's, he's a stunt guy. Look at this, the 34 throwing it back there as well. Seth Dahmer gonna grab the win, Bagger GP class. And Brendan Foley gets the job done in our Pro Stock Bagger class. What a battle, what a fight. We've seen them do battle on track. Now let's hear what they've got to say down at the podium.
Hey gang, we're down here on the podium with the Andrews Bagger GP. The top 3 finishing in number 3 spot, Drew Jankert. Drew, you did not take your bike to the line that you normally ride. You had to jump on this, sort it out as the race went on, and landed on the podium.
Yeah, that was a super fun race. I got a decent start and landed right behind these other guys and was able to keep them in sight for a brief moment. But yeah, it was kind of swapping positions out there. A few mistakes by them kept them close to me. And I'm not going to say that I'm normally up there with those guys, but I'll take it any way I can get it. You know, I have to thank Bridgestone and Impact Wiring Solutions has this bike hooked up. Like that, it's got auto blip and quick shifter. If you have a Harley and you need anything programmed, get with them. Ben's a wizard. And the Suburban guys lent me a bike to run in this race, and I very much appreciate it. S&S, they put an awesome product together, and we use them every chance we get. But yeah, super grateful to be up here.
Well, congratulations. Paula has your 3rd place award right here for you. I'm going to slide right over here to our defending champ, Cody Gilmore. Cody, first time back on your race bike, the one you want to be on. I know you're sorting some more things out, but you're getting this thing better and better every time you're on it.
Yeah, it's last time Ben came over in that red flag, and we got it running a little bit better. So yeah, it's the bike's doing good. It's just me. So you know, I've struggled a little bit mentally out there, just trying to get confidence back in the bike and get myself back to hit my mark. So when you're out, when you're not 100%. in it, then you're making mistakes and blowing corners and doing dumb stuff. And sometimes it's just best to say, we'll live for another day and not throw it down and crash another one of Joe's bikes, because I've done that too many times. And I think he has a couple to fix tonight as well. So, hey, we're up here. We're having fun. The Bridgestone tires had me hooked up, and the Suburban crew's been awesome. So thanks to Joe, Catherine, the whole crew for everything they do for us. We all enjoy it and we love it, and I'm sure the whole pit's enjoy it too and appreciate them helping everyone out. So yeah, we'll see how tomorrow morning goes and see if I can get myself a little more comfortable and give these guys a run for their money.
Warm up tomorrow morning, but a second place trophy coming your way. Got some SNS contingency money up there. How about a nice round of applause for Cody Gilmore? Seth Dahmer. Where you get this nice, comfortable lead, then all of a sudden the red flag comes out, and you got to go back and do it all over again.
I know I had a big lead going in that red flag, but it was a blessing because we were having some throttle body problems, and the bike would just shut off on me. And I just was trying, whenever it was working good, I was trying to make as big of a gap as I could. We came in, the guys fixed it. I went back out, and I got into the lead on the first lap. I didn't have the best start, but I got in the lead in the first lap. And then coming out of the second to last turn, I spun up. And I ran off track, and I watched like 5 guys go by me, and I was like, shoot, I gotta. So I put my head down and went as fast as I could, and I managed to catch back up to the lead and made some good passes and got back to the front. And I can't thank this team enough. They've been working so hard, and this bike works so good. Pirelli tires, SNS, Tucker Speed, those guys work so hard. Dark Horse, Hoban Brothers, everybody that helps this program, it's so good. DP Brakes, Vance and Hines, it's amazing. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Paula. We have the #1 plate here. We're going to take a step back and let these riders in the Andrews Bagger GP class hoist the hardware up. And we'll be back to re-rack the podium with the Pirelli Pro Stock class coming up in just a moment. How about a nice round of applause for all 3 of these folks, especially if you're from Youngstown. All right, guys, we're down here in the podium, Pirelli Pro Stock class. Tony Tucker, big point swap today. A tough break for Jake Masters. He was out. You put it consistently back on the podium. Here you are in 3rd. Now the championship chase begins.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I wasn't super happy with the way I was riding today. You know, I think I still got some work to do. I got, you know, a little bit of a mental block going on this weekend and still working through that. But just tried to, you know, bring it home, get as many points as I could. It's unfortunate for Jake. I hope he's okay. You know, but yeah, it's a great race. Glad to be back on the podium.
Well, let's get you that 3rd place podium. I know you got that check in the front of the bike, and anybody you want to give a shout out to?
For sure. First and foremost, my wife and my whole team, you know, and all our sponsors, you know, Oscar from Pirelli, and you know, their whole program has been a huge deal. I want to thank John and Seth because they've been a huge help bringing this bike up to speed. SMT Wheels, Law Tigers, I got a treat for you. Even got that SNS power going on too. So thanks to those guys and a whole bunch of others that I'm forgetting. But yeah, just thanks to everybody.
Well, congratulations. You got your award right there. We're going to slide over here next. Finishing in the #2 spot in the Pirelli Pro Stock, Levy Batty. Levy, nice ride out there. You put a borrowed bike on the podium. Nice work.
Yeah, I mean, we just rolled it out of the Lords of Gastown's van out there, and before the ATU, and he was like, "Here, ride this, you know, just take it out there." So, and we did. It was great. I mean, the bike is handling good, but she had a little shifting problems in the beginning of the race, and got stuck in 3rd in the first half, and got red flagged, and then I got stuck in 4th. So, you know, we got to roll with it, but it was great. It was a lot of fun, you know, like battling with the other guys, and yeah, I mean, I want to thank the whole Speed Firm crew for sure for the first and foremost, because they really got everything, tried everything to get everything back together. Same with the Super Street. We just missed that window, so I was a little bummed up. But, you know, thank you, everyone. KYT, Travel again, Speed Farm, my wife, my father-in-law bringing me here. You know, Bagger Racing League for having me. It's a great time every time. You know, Bell and Dental, and I mean, I gotta thank more people every time. Barnett Clutches, everyone who supports me. It's a great time. Wards Financial, you know. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome, and always a great time. Thank you.
Have a great night, everybody. We got a 2nd place award for you here. Paula Fox stepped in. We're gonna get the final award here passed out. Brendan Foley decided to show everybody that hole shot technique.
Yeah, we had a good hole shot first jump. know, it's real unfortunate what happened with me and Jake. It's part of racing, you know, but I'm glad we're both okay and we were able to bounce back from it.
Now, obviously, we saw that there was something going on out there. Things got a little hairy. Come back into the paddock, then you have to shake that all off, go back and do it again. That's kind of a little bit like Tony was mentioning. You get mentally into a certain thing, and then all of a sudden it changes in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Jake, you know, last race coming off an injury, so he came in a lot healthier this weekend, and he was out there ripping. It was real unfortunate. He came in on the back corner on me, and, you know, we just had a bike malfunction, and we got tied up, but, you know, what can you do?
Well, I'll tell you what you can do is you can thank your sponsors because you picked up the win in the Pirelli Pro Stock.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank Joe, Catherine, everyone, you know, in our pits taking care of us. It was a long weekend working on the bikes and, you know, All Balls Racing, Sly Fox Performance, Fueling Parts, Lead and Suspension, Impact Wiring, and everyone who makes it happen. Very thankful.
Well, we're about making it happen here. Catherine's bringing in the hardware this week, handing over the #1 plate. Folks, I'm going to step out of the way and let these top 3 in the Pirelli Pro Stock hoist up the awards.
Well, a successful day here for round 3 at Gingerman Raceway. The Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades comes to a close for day 1 here in Michigan. We'll be back with more racing action right here on Racer TV tomorrow. We'll see you there. This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Advent Black, Redline Oil, and Dunlop. Hello everyone and welcome back to South Haven, Michigan at Gingerman Raceway for rounds 3 and 4 of the 2026 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers. I'm Zach Herron, excited to be covering the action. Let's send things to the second member of our team, Rob Bidas.
When you hear the name Pirelli, it's the Pirelli Pro Stock class, one of our premier classes here in the BRL. You guys have been part of the organization since we started, and I hope that this testing that we do out here for you is really starting to transform over into street use.
Absolutely. We've been excited to be a part of the BRL program for years, and we're out here this weekend supporting a couple of our teams that would show a lot of love for our brands, and I appreciate everything you do.
You know, when you talk about the brands and folks are walking into dealerships, they're asking for bikes, they're asking for parts, and they're asking for tires by name. The Pirelli brand is certainly something you want to look at. I don't care if you have a Softail, a Sportster, or a Bagger, this is one of the best tires you could put on it. What's the brand name that we want to ask for? The Power Cruiser?
This is our latest, greatest Power Cruiser. That's for the V-twin market. This we have on display this weekend, the Bagger fitment, your key 130/60/19s and 180/55/18s with us.
Folks, if you need more information about Pirelli, where do they go find out all they can about the Pirelli brand?
Pirelli.com or your favorite local Drag Specialties dealer.
Pirelli, it's what you should be asking for. Vance and Hines Motorsports, it doesn't matter if there's a race, Terry Vance and the crew are going to be there. I don't care if it's drag racing, road racing, flat track racing, they love it. Rodney Schrum from Vance and Hines Motorsports is out here this weekend with us. You're already selling transmissions, we're already selling parts. These things go through them, but you guys are constantly developing new product.
You have to. I mean, these guys are pushing these bikes to the limit, and we're trying to figure out where those spots are at that need the most help. So through our racing development programs, we've tried to fix those problems. We run all stock transmissions and then we modify our own special sauce, you know what I mean? So we make them last and we bring them to the guys so that they can run the bikes and make it through a race, make it through a weekend, and not tear up a bunch of parts.
You know, as we mentioned before, it's very hard on some components. These guys are constantly making better components, whether it's exhaust, transmissions, air cleaners. They have a number of things. If you're interested in making sure that your bike is protected with some of the best in the business, where do they go to find out more about Vance and Hines Motorsports?
Well, just call us or go to VanceandHinesMotorsports.com. All of our information on all of our products that we sell and service are on the website. So VanceandHinesMotorsports.com.
You heard it here first. Give them a look.
Well, thanks, Rob. As here we go, the grid is set for race number 1. Our Barnett clutches and cables at Super Street Bagger class. Sean Hoffman, Joey Robinson, Jake McGuire, Joe Sanderson, Dylan Padgett, Caleb Childers, and the rest of the field. Sitting on the grid here for day 2 of the racing action, and the green flag flies. We are off and rolling. As looks like McGuire going to try to make the most of a good start here this time. The green machine gets out front early. One of my favorite features of the double headers here at Bagger Racing League is the way things change from day 1 to day 2, and so often do we see that happen where our riders are able to make some tweaks, some adjustments on Saturday evening, and all of a sudden Sunday seems like a whole new rider. So many incredible sponsors involved with these riders as well. And they certainly couldn't do it without them. One of those being our friends at S&S Cycles, who we were able to catch up with a little bit earlier.
S&S Cycles is one of the most predominant names in the V-twin world and has been for a number of years. And when S&S said, hey, we want to come out, be part of the BRL experience, you guys got cases, you have air cleaners, you have cranks. Pretty much, if you're going to build something that's going to be reliable and fast, you need to get to the S&S crew.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're going to need heads, cases, cranks, oil pumps, cam plates, you name it, and we've got it. Clutch baskets, compensator ramps. You know, we're here to support the guys out here and do what we can for them. Yeah, it's just awesome to be out here.
It was about a year ago, they called up and they said, hey, we've developed a new motor, 132 cubic inches. And we had set the limit at 131, but we're like, you know what? If they're gonna build something that's gonna be a little better, we love a little better here. So the 132-inch S&S motor is the premier motor that we allow into this series.
Absolutely, that's something we're working on right now, heavy. That's actually my project going on right now. We've got some stuff running right now. It's looking really good. I think we're really happy with it. We're just trying to finalize some stuff so we can get it into production and get it out to these guys.
Well, if you want to know what the 132-inch cubic inch motor is all about, grab the folks from S&S and find out more. How do they get more information about S&S?
You can contact our race department directly for racing product, or you can call us directly at the shop and you can ask questions and you'll get whoever you need to talk to, which would probably be myself or Jeff Bailey or Dallas Evers.
Well, you heard it here first. Give them a call. Find out what all the race teams are using in their race bikes.
Well, great stuff down there. And like we said, so many incredible companies involved with making these machines and racers and teams possible. It's really been cool to see the way the bagger racing style has developed. So many of these companies using what we see here in Bagger Racing League to develop new technology and not only take it to the racetrack, but to the streets and to a daily rider as well. So really is cool to see how much they put into it. You saw the halfway flags here with our Super Street Bagger class. Barnett clutches and cables. You want to talk about some important parts on the machine. Barnett stepping up in a big way, the title sponsor here for this class. And this class has continued to grow year after year, now having a class of its own here to kick off the day's racing. And the battle rages on. Looks like Sean Hoffman has made that pass happen and is back out front. The number 27, we've known he's strong, and it just seems like now he's figured out how to stay patient. Only 8-lap races here at the BRL, so not a ton of time to wait and get too comfortable, but really seems like Hoffman's developed a style and a plan that works well for him. Not always got to be lightning off the start, up inside the top 2 or 3, but stays patient and makes that pass happen. Meanwhile, Jake McGuire has continued to build off of his good starts. I feel like he's been a good starter for quite a while now, but since then he's been able to maintain and stay up there longer and longer, still sitting in that number 2 spot and ready to compete for wins. As Joey Robinson back in the mix as well. Robinson had a solid day yesterday. And once again, a fantastic day for racing. South Haven and Gingerman Raceway. Hard not to like this place, as so many of the local racing community coming out and enjoying the weekend as well. Taking a look right now. The all-red machine, I believe that was Caleb Childers. Got a rather distinguishable look. And you can see one of the tighter corners here on Gingerman Raceway. These riders really having to get slowed down, lean into those corners, and make the bike do what they want. Let's take a look at this. Looks like maybe our leader coming up on lap traffic here around the outside. Hoffman makes it happen. As he continues to try to pull away. There you see McGuire at the bottom of your screen on that green ride. And a drag race up the inside. Makes the pass happen. Looks like that was the 101. Couldn't quite tell who that was he was making a pass on. Maybe the 785 of Paget. I was getting ready to put another lap in the books here. These machines, they sound intense and impressive on the Racer TV screens, but I'm telling you, getting out to one of these things in person, it'll really show how impressive these things are. It's crazy that they look like they're going fast on the screen, but actually being there in person, just totally different. The intensity that these bikes bring, and I think it's more impressive to watch them slow down in person as well. You can see how drastically the bike reacts when they lock down on the brakes, and those machines sliding around underneath. Hard to imagine anybody could be very comfortable in those situations, but yet those riders are able to do it lap after lap, time after time, with almost exact precision, almost the exact same way every single time. Really goes to show why they are some of the best of the best. And the beautiful thing about the Bagger Racing League is it's not just exclusive to the best of the best, it's inclusive along with it. We talked about adding the metric classes within the last couple of years and how that's introduced a whole new crowd to Bagger. You can see the fans, they're all here having a good time. They want to enjoy the spectating as well, and what Bagger Racing League and the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers has been able to bring is fantastic racing with a variety of styles as well. We've got some classes mixed up with metric bikes where you're seeing machines race against one another that I really don't know you'll see anywhere else. So it's been a ton of fun to watch. And this class right here, the Super Street Bagger class, one of the best classes to bring that point home as far as to be able to take your machine, make a couple of adjustments. Like I said, there's some parts and accessories now available to truly upgrade your ride to make it a race machine. And then you can come out. We've actually got certifications available. You come out, you take a class. You can be lining up on the grid just like these guys as the white flag comes out. 1 lap left to go here for race number 1. Your Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Bagger class. Sean Hoffman trying to make it 2 for 2 on the weekend. Put himself in a great spot. Not only for the points, but for the weekend as well. Like I said, these guys take it race by race. And really friendly competition as well. I think that's one of the cool things, even at the top level in some of those bigger classes, whether it's our Bagger GP or the Pirelli Pro Stock. These guys they're boys. They're hanging out. They're not really hiding anything from one another. They're talking about the racetrack, talking about the bikes, and it's cool to see. You're down there. We get to do the grid walk. Rob Bidas does a great job taking us through, chatting with everybody, and they just seem lighthearted and they're having fun. And then all of a sudden they put the helmets on and they turn into warriors. They go to work, and we've seen battle after battle. And the cool thing about that finale featuring our Andrews Products Bagger GP and Pirelli Pro Stock class is our top 3 in this class are able to line up for that as well if they would like. So it could be cool to see some of our Super Street Bagger racers lining up here later today. But right now, headed into the final few corners. Checkered flag gonna be waiting. And there it is. Checkers are out and the job is done. Sean Hoffman stamps another one in the book here today. We'll see how the rest of the field settles out. Looked like that was the 718 ride kind of caught in the middle there. There's some drag racing going across the line. I wonder if no, it does look like that was McGuire in the number 2 ride, so maybe just some trying to make some solid finishes there at the end. Checkered flag here for race number 1. They're going to head down on a cool down lap before they head back into the pits, and we get ready to hear from them down on the podium. Once again, Caleb Childers with the lit kit and makes his way across the line as well. And a little wheelie action to kick the day off. How about that? Joey Robinson showing us what it's all about. Sean Hoffman, Jake McGuire, Joey Robinson, Joe Sanderson, Dylan Padgett, and Caleb Childers going to round out the field here in our Super Street Bagger class. Let's get ready to send things down to the podium with our man, Rob Bidas.
Hey, we're down here on the podium right now. Joey Robinson, 3rd in the Barnett Super Street class. We watched the start wheelie off the line. You settled in and just kind of brought it home.
Yeah, I had nothing for these boys today. Sean's putting it all together. His team's been working really hard. Congratulations to him. Jake McGuire, just an all-around badass dude. If I'm going to be beat by some guys, I'm stoked that it's them, but I just couldn't put it together today. I got to work on that early race urgency. I'm not used to the bike being ready right off the line. I come from dirt bikes and doing wheelies and messing everything up. So everything being perfect is not a feeling I'm used to. Huge shout out to Bridgestone. They had the bike gripping up great today. Sly Fox, Joe, Aaron, Jay, everyone, dude, Mayor, Snowball, it just takes such a big team, and everyone's been working their ass off all weekend. Legend Suspension, Memphis Shades, and Bad Black, Bell Ray, All Balls, Alloy Art. Like I said, it takes a tribe. We're going to go home, get back to the drawing board, and figure out how to ride this bike and come out swinging for round 5.
Strong. Paula Fox got that 3rd place trophy for you. Joey Robinson picking up 3rd. We slide over here. Jake McGuire. Jake, come and see me over here. Out front, big start. We saw the lead, and then in the way back, how did it go down? We couldn't see, so we're waiting on your race report.
I did pretty good at holding him off, I thought, and then we hit a straightaway, and he just kind of let that thing eat. I tried to hold with him for a little bit. I'm super gassed. I ran out of steam like 3-4 laps in. Sean was ripping. It's hard to keep up with him. He's definitely the one to beat out here.
Well, congratulations on that. I know you have some great people that help you get out to the races.
Yeah, Advan Black, Tucker Speed's been a huge help, Law Tiger, Shifter Crew, Bobby and the guys at Thundermax have been fantastic. Fastline Track Days, Daytona Helmets, Bison Leathers, it's a whole team effort, and I can't thank everyone enough.
Well, congratulations. Paula has your 2nd place award. Sean, hot. Look at the sunnies are on. We're watching the transformation right in front of your eyes, the look, everything's starting to color. First of all, let's get you your number 1 plate from your number 1 fan over there. Let's get this guy in here handing out the hardware. These dads, they work tirelessly when you're younger, and then all of a sudden he has to kind of hand you off over to the next level so we could get to this. So I'm sure for him that was something pretty special this weekend.
Yeah, it's nice having my dad and my mom out here. I wish my wife and my kid were out here to see this, but I know they'll be watching back home. Got a ton of people to thank that helped put this program together.
been at Impact. If you don't run an Impact on your bike, you're missing out. Jim and Judy, they've good customers of mine from back at the dealership. They made the trek all the way out to Nebraska, and they made it back here to Michigan. Joe at Suburban, I couldn't do any of this without you and everyone at Suburban. Richie, Vitor, the whole Precision Harley-Davidson family, this motor is insane. If you need any work done, go to them. Alloy Art's been a huge help. Legend Suspension, Bridgestone, S&S, everyone. There's so many, I can't list them all.
Well, great ride out there. Obviously, the top three here on the podium have done a great job. They ended up on the podium. Gang, this is the first race of the weekend. We're here at the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Chase, and we'll be back with our second race in just a moment.
Performance isn't a trend, it's a lifestyle. At Tucker Speed, we live and breathe Harley-Davidson performance. From performance parts and accessories to riding gear and apparel, we carry everything we need to build a faster, harder running machine. But we don't just sell parts. We build, we ride, and we race with the parts we sell. Because real performance only comes from real experience. From complete engine builds to suspension upgrades to in-house dyno tuning and custom performance setups, our team is dedicated to pushing Harley-Davidson performance to the limit. Street or track, weekend rider or full race build, Tucker Speed has the parts, knowledge, and experience to take your bike to the next level. Visit tuckerspeed.com or bring your bike to the experts at Tucker Speed.
This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Andrews Performance, Ultra Cool, and Pirelli. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to round number 4. Currently sitting on the line are DP Brakes Liquid Cooled Twins and Drag Specialties Air Cooled Twins class, race number 2. Big names in this one: David Lancaster, Drew Jankard, Vincent Wilson, Carl Wilhelm, Bill Kane in this one as well. So our riders are on the grid. And there's the green flag. Let's go racing. And one rider out front quick. Don't want to make any hasty assumptions. Let's see who that one's going to be. Surprise, surprise. The number 11 of Drew Jankard out front with another great start. This guy has just got these things dialed now, it seems like, at this point. So many things to go into a program, and Drew just really seems like he's got his dial. The team continues to work hard. It is showing right now. Look at that gap already opening up. Drew Jankard really making a statement. David Lancaster also out of that Liquid Cool Twins class on the number 1. Had a really solid ride yesterday. He's looking to try to bring a bit more fight maybe to the number 11. Vincent Wilson back there as well in that number 48 class, or excuse me, on the number 48, I should say. Bill Kane and Carl Wilhelm going to battle it out in the air-cooled class. As he sweeps his way around the right-hander, getting ready to head down the backstretch for one of the fastest sections of this track. And these guys, quite an impressive pace, over 75 miles an hour, the average pace here in the air-cooled and liquid-cooled twins class. Top speed just about 80 miles an hour. So certainly hauling the mail. These riders, lap times ranging from about upper 130s, I'd say the 137s to maybe the 145s or so, and a bit further back as the riders go back in the field, and then a lot of it has to depend on track condition as well. the feel that these riders have. You often hear them talking to the team and even to us in interviews about the feel that comes from the bikes. It's always interesting to me. Some riders really looking for more, right? They really want to feel every single thing that the bike's hitting, and some, they talk about almost being overwhelmed with it, wanting the bike to absorb it just a little bit more. This one rider taking a cruise there. Once again, our DP Brakes liquid cooled and Drag Specialties air cooled twins classes going to work. So many great companies involved with title sponsors and team sponsors, whether we're talking DP Brakes, Drag Specialties, of course, or when it comes to the tires, we got to talk about our good friends over at Bridgestone. You see the name on a ton of these machines, and there's a good reason why. But we were able to catch up with them a bit earlier.
The tire game is one of the most critical parts of any racing program, and Bridgestone has been another one of those companies that when they jumped on board, they were all in. Traditionally, Rory's here, but he's on vacation, so they sent out the A-team today.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here. My name's Tony, and we're just here cranking it up, getting some tires mounted, and having fun. So.
You talk about mounting the tires, these guys come in, the air pressure is so critical, even on street bikes. The proper fitment, the proper, if you're running a slick or if you're running a DOT, and you guys have a tire for every one of those applications.
Absolutely. We've got our new slicks, our VO2s. We've got our new RS12, which is a DOT legal tire that, you can go track it and ride it on the street. So we've got an excellent mix here today.
When you're able to take a track tire and run it in a DOT environment, your safety goes up exponentially. It stops better. It goes around corners better. It's much even better in the rain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And and they actually last a little bit longer too. They hold up for all conditions, just like you mentioned. So.
Well, if you're looking to make sure you have the best for your street bike or your race bike, make sure you check out what Bridgestone has to offer. They have been a leader in this game for a very, very long time, and they're not looking back. They're going forward, full speed.
Full speed ahead for both our friends at Bridgestone and our friends here in Race 2, our air-cooled and liquid-cooled twins class. White flags out. 1 lap left to go. Drew Jankert trying to stamp it here, 2 for 2 out of the liquid-cooled class. And Bill Kane sitting in that number 2 spot, if I'm not mistaken, on track. And number 1 in the air-cooled twins class. Lancaster once again finds himself up inside the top 3 physically on track. And speaking of him, there he is, the number 1. Working his way towards a checkered flag here. Carl Wilhelm and Vincent Wilson looks like rounding out top 5. Here for round number 4, there is the 22 machine of Wilhelm. Having a solid day. And on approach now, there's the 348 of Kane. Jankert down to the final few stretches here in this 2.1 mile track. Jankert got the leg out there, scooping up the air, trying to get that machine slowed down, and gonna be looking for a checkered flag here in our DP Brakes liquid cooled twins class. Drew Jankert gonna get the job done here today and close out his weekend with a bang. Hand in the air, waving to the fans. We will catch up with him. Meanwhile, here comes David Lancaster. Looks like going to cross the line in that number 2 spot in class. And once again, a solid run for the number 1. He just keeps stacking these blocks. He's in the fight, and he's running that number 1 for a reason. There is Wilhelm and Kane. But man, hard to take anything away from the number 11. gives a point and a wave to us here on Racer TV. Drew Jankert, Bill Kane, David Lancaster, Carl Wilhelm, and Vincent Wilson going to round out our field.
Well, folks, we're down here on the podium in the Liquid Twins class, the DP Brakes Liquid Twins class. Vincent Wilson, number 48 out there. What you're doing at this point in the season is you're minimizing the damage of a rough afternoon. You went out there, soldiered on. Did not get the result that was indicative of how fast you can ride this bike, but you ended up on the podium with a third.
Yeah, you know, it's another day on the struggle bus, but we're slowly figuring this thing out. And the boys worked overtime, you know, all day today and last night, putting a new engine in this thing. And, you know, we can't say it's for lack of effort. You know, hopefully we can do some testing between now and Las Vegas and come out Vegas swinging with a motorcycle that works and try and do the double like I did last year. And, yeah, you know, I just want to say thank you to Barnett Clutches for their continued support, and Alloy Art and Bitubo and Bridgestone and all this, the team sponsors. And, you know, I want to thank Josh and Justin over there and Robbie. You know, they're busting their butts to try and get this thing working. And, you know, unfortunately, we only had so much track time today to test it. And, you know, sometimes it's a bit of a roll of the dice. And, you know, hopefully we can just come back next round and do the double.
Well, I'll tell you what, nice job, Paula. I'm sure you have some hardware over here. Third place, Vincent Wilson. We slide over here to the champ, David Lancaster. All right, you win the championship last year. You knew that you were going to have to defend the title this year. You know what you're doing? You're chipping away every week, maximum points, doing what you can. You have yourself in a very strong spot heading into Vegas.
Well, I need those guys to mess up on old Drew's engine a little bit. But I'm feeling bad for Vinny. I'm feeling bad for the Alloy guys. All the work they've been putting in on these bikes, man, that's a tough break. They got deep into that bike today, and so I'm sad for Vinny that he's not out here. But I know he'll stop me when he's running. So, you know, it's good for me, not good for him, man.
Well, taking the second place here, Paula has an award. Who you want to give a shout out to, my friend?
Let's go. Happy birthday to Rebecca. DP Brakes, Anthony Leatherworks, Dunlop, Racer's Edge Performance, Heathen Nation, Lucifer's Garage, and Rider Gear.
David Lancaster picking up the number 2 spot. Drew Jankert over here. It's becoming pretty repetitive. Rinse, repeat, pick the win.
Yeah, we'll do that all day long as long as we can get it. But yeah, it was fun out there. We had a good ride. Enjoyed riding this Pan America put together by Alloy Art, and Bell's Auto Sport makes us look good out there. Keeps the bike nice and shiny. Yeah, I feel bummed for Vincent. We all know he has more potential than what showed out there on the track today. But we'll make sure we get it right and get some testing done, and hopefully get him you know, more towards the front with the rest of us. But yeah, Bridgestone tires were hooking up great. Got to say thank you to DP Brakes, Barnett Clutches. I don't know if you saw that. I had a pretty decent launch, probably one of my best, and I got to say thanks to Barnett Clutches because they make that possible. But yeah, enjoy every bit of this weekend, and look forward to coming out later and doing more of this. And say thank you to Drag Specialties, Parts Unlimited, everyone that's out here, and yeah, having a blast.
Outstanding, Paula. We've got a piece of hardware we want to hand out. Top 3 in this class will be right over here. They'll hoist the trophies, get them high above their head. And we will be back with the podium here in just a moment. David Lancaster doing the hat dance, making sure everybody gets some attention down here. And again, we'll be back in just a moment with our air-cooled Twins podium. All right, guys, we're back down here on the podium. This is Zipper's air-cooled Twins class. Carl Wilhelm. Every single ride this year. Have you ended up on the podium since you started with the BRL?
Yeah, I believe so. Been a good time.
That's how you get the championship points going. You start to pick up the points, 22 points. All of a sudden, you start adding them together. You have yourself in a perfect run for this championship.
I didn't even know that. Haven't been following points. Not really familiar with it. You know, it's my first year, but that's good to hear. I'll have to look into it.
Folks, think about it. You're at home. You're planted on the podium each and every week. You don't even know you're in the championship hunt. That's the focus of a racer. Great ride out there today. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my friends and family for coming out and watching me and supporting me. Farrow's Harley for hooking me up with a good set of Bridgestone tires. And then everyone else, you, Rob, for the BRL, for letting me be here.
Well, thank you very much, Paula Fox. We have a second place trophy here. We're going to take a slide right over here and talk to Bill Kane. Bill Kane, you came late to the program. You didn't even want to practice. And now you come out here, you go 1-1 on the weekend. Fantastic job.
Yeah, I ran out of vacation, so I couldn't practice. But it's been so great racing here. Feeling a lot better today than I did yesterday. Pick up some speed in the S turns, and yeah.
It's pretty amazing what just a second day in the program, everything starts to come around, or it goes horribly wrong.
Yeah. I missed a few shifts out there, and but yeah, it's just feeling good and getting those markers set, and yeah, a lot of fun.
How about any sponsors or any friends or family you want to thank?
Oh yeah, first and foremost, Joey Beavers, Lightning Cycle, Agard Moto Foundry, and Bargain Barn.
Sounds like a good deal. Paula Fox right behind you, folks. Handing out the #1. Gentlemen, hoist those trophies up above your head, and let's get a great shot here from Gingerman Raceway on the podium. That's going to wrap up the podium for our second race of the day. Sport Bikes, Pan America, and the rest coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Innovation matters. But innovation that leads to better performance, that's what really matters. Bridgestone Innovation, now in all-terrain.
We're Advan Black, industry leader in color-matched performance bagger parts.
For over a decade, we've been building premium parts and accessories for baggers. Designed for riders who demand more from every mile. Advan Black. You choose the destination, we handle the rest.
This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Advan Black, Redline Oil, and Dunlop. And welcome back to round number 4 of the 2026 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. You see the fan lap underway from a bit earlier today, one of the more unique opportunities that the fans get when you actually show up to a bagger event in person. But right now, sitting on the line, race number 3, our American Twins Unlimited Lightweight, Middleweight, and Unlimited Superbike classes. There you see the lineup, and we are just about ready. Green flag flies. Let's go racing. Here for race number 3. Headed off into turn number 1. Looks like one of those baggers leads them in, but quickly see one of the Superbike machines make the move around the outside into turn 1, and already starting to put a bit of distance between them and the rest of the field. So we'll continue here on this opening lap, see exactly how everyone shakes out. Lots of passes being made, as you can see. Different bikes competing with one another. One of the more exciting parts of this Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers series. So many unique matchups that you wouldn't really see otherwise. And man, it is impressive to watch. Some of them really strong off the start, and then some of them really impressive when you start to get into some of those tight weaving corners. And oh no, this is not what you want to see no matter what kind of machine you're on. One rider looks like coasting to a stop. Trying to see if I can get a number on that. Maybe Sanderson on the 101. I couldn't quite make the side number plate out, but that is a tough way to start your race. Some unfortunate news there for that rider. Curious to see whether that's going to affect the rest of our race as well. As there you see one of the baggers going at it. That might have been Batty right there making a move. So we'll continue to watch and wait here on the opening lap. Don't believe that's going to bring out any kind of red flag or anything like that, especially if the rider's able to get out of the racetrack and make sure that they're not in the way of anyone. But we will watch and wait as the 34 ride, there's no surprise, Seth Dahmer out of that middleweight superbike class out front leading the way. And let's take a look. So Blue Machine coming across the line next. Didn't look like one of our baggers. Definitely looks like Levy Batty up in the mix in this one for that American Twins Unlimited class. And there you see the all-red ride of Caleb Childers in that ATU class as well. How about it though, at the front of the field, Batty putting some pressure on. See, really sweeping around these corners. By this point in the weekend, the riders have the lines dialed in. The bike's relatively dialed in. Obviously, some things can, as we saw, happen at any moment. These riders and teams pushing the envelope and pushing to the limit of both rider and machine. That's what's really impressive, especially on those baggers. We talked about kind of the development of bagger racing as a whole, and the amount of work that's gone into it. Is it does look like that rider has made his way off track. Now, wait a second, got it fired back up and looks like going to at least re-enter the course, maybe trying to get around to the pits at least. Who knows, maybe figured it out and is ready to at least get back out there for a couple laps. Hard to make up large amounts of time. As look at this little slideways action at 34. And then no, it is the number 11 of Drew Jankert. Shouldn't act like I'm surprised. Jankert in the number 2 spot. So one of the favorites, Drew, out of that unlimited superbike class. And there you see the number 78 ride. That was the blue machine of Elisa Gingerman Bellin. I believe I said Bellin earlier, but Bellin, I believe, is the correct pronunciation. Elisa jumping over to the BRL here this weekend and trying her hand, at least in this unlimited superbike class, and I've been very impressed with what I've seen so far with the 78. Still up in the fight here. Going across the line right now. Multiple different classes, like we said. Believe it is Levi Batty leading the way out of that ATU class, if I'm not mistaken. Seth Dahmer and Drew Jankert leading middleweight and unlimited, and I believe Brian Shields going to be out front in that lightweight class. As they circulate towards the backside of the track once again. Love these overhead shots with the drone. Really cool to see. Honestly, one of the things I like the most, and I think the viewers get to see, is the constant fluctuation of these gaps. We talk about one rider making time up, another losing it, and it really is a give and take and ebb and flow. Right now, the 34 trying to do a little less ebb, a little more flow, trying to get away from the number 11 of Janker. These riders not competing in class together, but certainly competing to try to be the first one across the stripe and take the checkered flag. Dahmer in a strong position right now, though, on that 34 ride. We've seen him out here in multiple classes, on multiple machines, and man, the riding stays extremely similar. Bellin under a little bit of pressure, still got some company from some of those big bagger rides. Sound like a ferocious beast behind her. I can't imagine quite what that's like to have those rides closing in on the back of you. It's certainly going to be hard to sneak up on the 78, that's for sure. And you saw some pretty close racing there between the two of them as well. Dylan Paget on the 785 and David Lancaster going at it. Now these two are in the same class. They are going to work right now. So Paget, believe, sitting in that number 2 or 3 spot, and then Lancaster just behind. As they head down the front stretch once again, Jankert is not going anywhere, folks. I am telling you, the number 11, he is in it to win it just now at the halfway point. Jankert continues to apply pressure. Now this is no new scenario for Dahmer. We've even seen it this weekend. It's almost impossible to get this guy off of his game. He really is so solid in that opening lap, and now the question is, can he hang on to it? Meanwhile, look at this. 3 riders in the same corner at the same time. Elisa Gingerman Bellin in that number 2 ride in class for Unlimited Superbike, but she is leading this trio. And it looks like that might be Paget and Lancaster going at it behind her. So that's a tough spot for the 78 right now. She's out there doing her best riding her race, but she has got company from 2 riders that are doing battle in class. So we will see. There is the 17 of Brian Shields, who's leading the way out of your lightweight superbike class. Shields a solid run here this weekend as well. Lots of improvements being made from day 1 to day 2. And no, excuse me, that is the 785 and number 1. So maybe I need to clean the eyes out a little bit. I can see who that was behind the 78 then. Kurt Wilbur possibly on the 240. But right now, no doubt about it, that is the number 1 of Lancaster. You recognize the leathers as if the big number 1 wasn't enough. Here is, without a doubt, the closest racing on track. Elisa under some serious company. And maybe that is Levy Batty. That actually might be Batty and Wilbur going for it for the lead out of the ATU class. So we thought it was a battle on track, or a battle in class. It's a battle for the lead of the class as well. So these two have gone back and forth once again down the long stretch. Can't quite make the number plates out. I believe that is the 240 of Wilbur. And Batty going at it. I know Batty runs that neon helmet. Bright yellow, making it hard to miss, and once again responds to the attack and puts that machine out front for the American Twins Unlimited class. Back to the backside of the course, gonna hang this tight right-hander once again. A little bit of space now, kind of breaking out into groups. And this is turning into a trio as well here. So Jankard now getting a little bit of company from what looks to be Paget and Lancaster going at it. Dahmer trying to keep it clean up at the front of the field. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is just hit those marks, limit the mistakes when you're not under the immediate pressure. There you see the gap back from Dahmer to Jankard. So he has opened it up a little bit. And then there is the battle of Paget and Lancaster. Meanwhile, looks like this is the battle of Lisa Colleen and, if I'm not mistaken, Batty and Wilbur still going at it here. Another lap in the books here for race number 3. Once again, don't forget, coming up after this, going to be our Bagger GP and Pirelli Pro Stock. As watching on screen, riders doing everything they can to just stay mistake-free. Feel like that is the name of the game here in the Bagger Racing League. So many riders impressively fast. So many have got the speed and the machine underneath them to get the job done, but all it takes is the one. I feel like even this compared to any kind of off-road racing, where you're talking motocross, GNCC, whatever you may have it, this is a whole different discipline and ball game. And we've got several off-road racers that have come over to this side. Jake Masters, a perfect example. Cody Gilmore, obviously very accomplished in the off-road side of things as well, but this one's a totally different world. As the white flag waves, you've got to be on it 100% for 8 laps. As look at this once again. I mean, these three have had maybe 2 bike lanes between them 10, 15 times so far in this race. Just when you think one's going to make a pass, the rider responds and ends up putting pressure on the next. And just when you think one rider's starting to get away, fall back just a little bit right back into the mix. A true give and take. And they got one more lap to give it all they've got to see how this one's going to shape up. White flag in the air for them as well now. They know one more time around. You can see Batty, it looks like, just holding tight. Interesting to see the line selections depending on the machines as well. Some a bit more able to carve those tight insides, whereas the bigger baggers really need to find a way to connect and flow from one corner to the next. Can't let that momentum break up. Those machines so heavy. We talked about that's one of the underrated appreciative things that we got to talk about. I mean, these things are not light by any means. And there you see the checker flag flying. Our riders making their way across. Looks like Dahmer already got the job done. There you see a hand in the air for Jankert, who looks to grab the win in the unlimited superbike class. Gonna head out on their victory and cool down laps. This one's far from over. Paget and Lancaster going for it. All the way down to the wire. Man, great race for both of them. And another one of the favorite things about the BRL is these guys are going to be high-fiving, shaking hands afterwards. Really cool to see the camaraderie that has started to develop, especially like we talked about, year number 6 of the BRL. And it just seems like they are welcoming new faces every year, but the bond between those that have been in this for years now is pretty unbreakable. Look at this coming down to the wire, a drag race. And Elisa gonna hang on to it, prompt to the number 78. Elisa Gingerman Raceway out of that unlimited superbike class. Gonna finish number 2 in class, but had to deal with heavy pressure. And was able to do just that. We take a look at the Alpine Stars top 10. Drew Jankert, Seth Dahmer, and Levi Batty all grabbing wins in class, as does Brian Shields. And the celebrations have begun. Let's get ready to send things down to the podium with our very own Rob Bidas.
Okay, guys, we're down here with the ATU. ATU is American Twins Unlimited. First time visiting the podium, but I got a feeling you're kind of liking it up here. Dylan Paget, congratulations on the 3rd place finish.
Thanks, man. This is awesome. I'm just excited to be out here battling this stuff out.
You know, you come out, I know you're kind of new to the road racing scene. Obviously, spent a lot of time racing other things. It's a pretty unique experience coming out here at such a high speed on such a track and having people all around you.
Oh yeah, I've had some close. Me and old David Lancaster just about went into the corner a little too hot, battling it out, and he's mad at me, but he'll get over it.
Well, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh man, I got a long list. I got Larry Mills at DP Brakes. I got CS2, my boy over there. Big Bore Cycles. Man, I got all these guys. Barnett helped me out a little bit. I've gotten so much love from everybody. This is awesome. We built this bike out of the drag catalog, basically, and everybody was so cool. Legend Suspension. Dark Horse helped us out a little bit. They're awesome over there. And just everybody in the community's been rad. This is cool.
Congratulations. Paula Fox is close by, I'm sure. Here she comes. 3rd place for you. Let me slide past you here. Kurt Wilbur. Great battle out there, big 3-pack, whether it was a sport bike or another bagger. You guys were back and forth all over each other.
Yeah, we had a good top 3 going there. It was fun. We were battling it out. Batty, again, is flying on this thing. So he was stuck in 3rd gear for the whole race, but I still didn't have anything for him. So maybe next time.
Well, I know that obviously coming out to these races is a big opportunity, and now here you are on the podium. A lot of folks help you get here.
Yeah, Lords of Gastown, Words Financial, Blood Lubricants, DID Chain, Barnett Clutches, Ratty Fab, Speed Farm, of course, and a list of others that really helped out a lot.
Congratulations very much. Paula's got some awards here for you. And in the middle of the podium, once again, stuck in 3rd gear, but standing in the middle spot, Levi Batty, congratulations on a great ride.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a wild one out there. We had a lot of fun from the start. I had a few shifts for a little bit, but then I got lucky. I got stuck in third. So yeah, no, I apparently tried to throw it at Kurt for their to sabotage him, but it didn't really work out. But so yeah, we had a really good battle with Kurt and Lisa. She was on the sport bike. It was great going back and forth. You know, that's the most fun you can have in racing, especially if you're doing it with your wife and your teammate. You know, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I would like to thank Speed Farm, Loads of Gas Down, KYT, you know, everyone who's helping out. It's been a great time. Bell and Dental, Ken Miller, Hog Halters, Words Financial, you know, Blood Racing, DP Brakes, DID, Barnett Clutches, you know, Saddleman and Bridgestone for giving me a really good grip out there. I had a blast. It was really stuck. Conditions are great. Thank you, Bagger Racing League, for having me out here. And yeah, I mean, can't wait for Ohio, guys. Yeah.
Congratulations. We got your award coming in here. Got a little special presentation for you as one of the great battles out here. Folks, this is his wife giving him his trophy. How about a nice round of applause for the top 3 in ATU? Okay, folks, we're down here on the podium. Superbike Unlimited. These things are the biggest and the best. And Alyssa Gingerman Raceway. I'm trying to get it right. Down here, great ride out there. You were battling with your husband, with baggers, with sport bikes. You'll battle with anybody. You're equal opportunity.
I'll battle with anybody that wants to line up with me. It was a lot of fun. We had a really great race. The conditions were perfect today. I had a really, really smooth ride. So finally got a little bit of track knowledge from yesterday. So we had a really good race. My husband showed me a wheel early on, and I was like, oh, now it's a race. So glad we got to put it on the box again today, and I want to give a big shout out to Bagger Racing League. This is my first weekend racing with you guys. You guys run a great organization, awesome competitors. Huge thank you to KYT, Bison, Carnes Performance, Speed Farm for letting me camp under their tent this weekend, and all the help. I want to give a big thank you to Certified Knee Draggers, New York Safety Track, everyone that lets me ride with them, Belen Dental, my mom out there who's watching, and my dad, of course, for always getting me to the races and for convincing me to race this weekend.
Well, thank you for having them bring you out. You put on a great ride. We have an award for you, Paula Fox, right here. Congratulations one more time for Elisa Gendron Baleen. Okay, we're over here next with the Pan America, Drew Jenkard. Another ride, another solid performance out there. Constantly getting this bike better and better every time you head out. There was a one point we watched the lap times dip down into the 136 range or whatever it was, super fast.
Yeah, it was good. Had a little bit of a bobble on the start there. The gap I was planning to go through kind of closed, so had to get out of it right off the line. But Seth and I kind of broke away, and I was able to stay behind Seth for a little bit, and he drug me down to some good lap times, and he's riding really well. But we got into some lap traffic, and he set sail, and I decided to play it smart and bring it home. But yeah, we'll take the first, and I think that might wrap up the championship. But yeah, had a good day.
Congratulations on a great ride. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Bridgestone tires were hooking up great. The guys over at Alloy Art put this machine together. Bell's Auto Sport keeps it looking good. Barnett Clutches makes the starts possible. And yeah, there's a lot of DP Brakes, Larry Mills. Yeah, lots of people, but we appreciate them all.
Well, we appreciate Paula Fox coming out here, handing you the award. Folks, these are the top 2 right now. Unlimited Superbike. We got middleweight and lightweight Superbike coming up next. Joe Sanderson down here in the middleweight class. Tough battle, but what you did was continue to press on. You'd have a mistake, or a mishap, I should say. They weren't mistakes. They were mechanicals, but you'd find a way to get it going again.
I did. I don't know what happened. Just quit running and got it started, tried to finish the lap, got in the back half, stopped again, then it wouldn't start, then the battery was dead. So I don't know. I just picked that bike up, so I thought we went through it good. It's an SV 650, kind of supposed to be indestructible, but evidently I can break those too. So not
Joe, you destructed one.
I know, not just baggers. I can do sport bikes. So
if there's out there with the motor, Joe will break it. Let's get him some second place awards here. Who you want to give a big shout out to?
I would like to give a shout out to Paula and my man Rob, because without these two, we wouldn't have this. So I really appreciate you guys standing behind us and doing this. And it means a lot. It means the world to Drag Specialties. And my husband, thank you. Oh, he's a great man. So DP Brakes, Cometic on the sport bike, Pirelli tires, thank you very much. Good times, just bummer that broke.
We're sorry that you broke, but we hope you had a good time. Let's slide over here. Seth Dahmer, you've got some double duty to do, and right now you got a podium to hold on to. Talk a little bit about that, and then what you got coming up.
Yeah, it was a fun race running around with Drew. I was kind of feeling the track out. There's a lot of oil dry out there, so I was feeling it out, finding what lines work, testing it, so when I get in the bagger, I can ride with some confidence. And it was just a good race, and I got to thank Hoban Brothers, Dark Horse, Spectro, NEW, Spectro, Barnett, DP Brakes. They've all helped me out so much, and it's so great to be here. Thank you.
What about Mom and Dad? They're right there.
Mom and Dad have been such a great help, too.
Just wanted to make sure, because you have a ride home with them tonight, so I wanted to make sure you were good. All right, fantastic job. You got one more race coming up, so I know we're going to let you get back and get mentally locked in. So best of luck to you. Paula's got a first-place trophy. Gang, Brian Shields got one, too, when he comes and sees us, but here's the crew right here. Standing on the podium, Joe Sanderson and Seth Dahmer. And we're going to get fired up and go racing here in the finals. Andrews Bagger GP, Pirelli Pro Stock. This is the Drag Specialties Battle of Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades.
From the sun-drenched coasts of California to the stormy plains of the Midwest and the misty peaks of the Appalachians, this beautiful nation gives us all kinds of weather, but nothing the American Elite 2 can't handle. When the skies open up, confidence comes alive. This is a true long-haul tire, engineered precisely for unpredictable elements along the way, providing exceptional grip and stability when it matters most. American Elite 2, built for the ride.
This broadcast of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Yuasa Battery, DP Brakes, and Icon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, round 4 of the 2026 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades season, and we are lining up front row once again, breaking out the onboards here as we get ready for our final race of the afternoon for Andrews Products Bagger GP and Pirelli Pro Stock classes sitting on the line. And some of the biggest names that we have here in BRL are sitting on the grid right now. Jake Masters, Cody Gilmore, Brendan Foley, Seth Dahmer, just to name a few. As here we go, we take a look at that Alpine Stars lineup, several different classes, and you can see kind of mixed matched as far as the classes that they're in. And best believe it's going to stay mixed matching throughout the rest of this. There we go. The explosion of power as they all head off into turn number 1. Ooh, let's see. It looks like a Sly Fox machine headed into that number 1 spot, and that might be the number 1 of Jake Masters. As now we jump on board, headed through turn 2 and 3, pulling up alongside the 29 of Brendan Foley. Really love these onboard shots. Gives you an idea as to just how fast and how close these riders are getting out on course. And some of these little small bobbles, little breaking loose here and there that we can't quite see from up here in the drone shot. So impressive to see on the onboards as they all start to funnel into line now. Looks like one rider getting feisty, tried to make a pass for that number 3 spot. And we're jumping on board with him. Believe that this is going to be the 34 of Seth Dahmer. And Foley and Dahmer went at it yesterday, and now they're picking up right where they left off, but this time rather than at the front of the field, they're sitting at the backside of the podium. They're going to have to get going as it looks like it might be Masters and potentially Cody Gilmore in that number 2 spot. We'll have to wait and see if we can catch a glimpse on them. Right now, no doubt about it, they are rolling. As we head out here on the opening lap. Back on board we go. You can see trying to cut over, hug those insides as tight as they can. Hang on now, Foley switches from offense to defense and now gonna move forward into that number 2 spot, and Dahmer looked like he might have gone along with him. So how about that? We talked about these riders just looking for an opportunity, and they were gonna send it, and they certainly did just that. As now, the pressure rages on. Some of the big names in this one, of course, Seth Dahmer grabbing a win yesterday, as did Brendan Foley in their classes. Looks like Gilmore out there in a good spot in this one, as well as Foley. And you can see just how close they are, middle of your screen, the battle for 2 and 3 as they are going to work here. And down the front stretch once again, or the back stretch I should say, excuse me. As we're getting closer to putting a lap in the books, pulled up alongside Dahmer, had the pass for all of a couple of seconds. And Foley put up a good fight, but not going to be able to hang on to the position for now. Still plenty of racing to go. We jump on board really quick there with the 477 of Tony Tucker. Tony looked like just maybe right on the backside of the top 5. Another solid run for Tucker. And another great example of what things look like for these riders. You can see that's what I always like, watching the actual riders themselves maneuvering around, focusing forward, and you can see another looming in the background. Can't quite tell who that is right behind him. And Tony tucking down right there, trying to get aerodynamic, as little wind resistance as possible. Now, just a little bit of a breakaway here. Those 3 you see right in the center of your screen was kind of a 4-rider freight train, but now they have separated ever so slightly, and Dahmer right in the middle. And I believe that is still Foley right on his rear end. As you can see how hard these guys are pushing back in, starting to dance around a little bit. Like I said, that is, those are heavy back ends on these bagger machines. Here in both our Andrews Products Bagger GP and Pirelli Pro Stock classes. As Jake Masters leads the way, number 1. Curious what we were going to see out of him throughout this 2026 season. He talked about it early in the year, banged up coming into it, but man, this guy just loves to ride. He is a motorcycle enthusiast all the way around, and I'm telling you what, you can't take the smile off the face of Jake Masters, even when things don't go his way. Always so optimistic. Great ambassador for the sport as well. You always see him around the pits, hanging out, talking to people, whether it's his team, whether it's fans. He's taking pictures, signing autographs. And yet another one of those riders that has the skills both in the BRL and externally as well. Does some motocross riding, does some freestyle. You never know what this guy's going to do. And right now, I tell you what he's trying to do is run away here at the front of the field. Seth Dahmer giving him all he wants and then some. Dahmer, though, playing a little offense and defense here. He knows he can't risk it for the biscuit too much to try to make this pass happen, or he may not only not get the number 1 spot, but he may lose the number 2 spot as well. Brendan Foley sitting right there behind. Now Foley still, I don't want to say new to the Bagger Racing League series. I think at this point he's established himself as a familiar face, but man, it just seems like Foley's still finding ways to improve his racecraft little by little. And look at this again, just wide open. Foley pulls alongside. Is he going to be able to make it happen? He's got the line. I don't know though. Dahmer been really strong on those outsides all weekend long. What a race again, side by side. That time, Foley puts the machine in front of the 34. Brendan Foley now into that number 2 spot and has his sights set on his good buddy Jake Masters. Look at that, already peeking to the outside. This guy not even taking a breath before going right after the number 1 spot. Now gotta wonder how much attention has Jake Masters been paying behind him. We talked about the different riding styles and different approaches that each rider brings to the table. Masters may be having to play a whole new kind of defense now, knowing that the 29 is behind him. Now wait a second. Foley slices and dices up the inside. What a move from the 29. I wonder if Masters meant to go out that far. And now Dahmer peeking to the inside as well. So Jake Masters under some pressure and maybe in a bit of trouble here just around the mid part of this race. Oh, and you see a wiggle there for Masters. You can see the bike dancing. That section in particular really seems like it is hard for those guys to lock in on grip. Oh, and now you see Foley doing a little wiggle. We talked about it earlier today. It's all about limiting those mistakes, and these guys, it's a balance of riding it safe where they know they can hit their marks while also pushing the limit, because if they don't go as fast as they can and then some, they're gonna get blown right around. And look at that, I believe that was Gilmore headed into the pits. Oh no, a heartbreak for Cody Gilmore once again, having some issues it looks like, and gonna have to retire early on this one. So a frustrating result there, as we are locked in at the front of this Andrews Products Bagger GP and Pirelli Pro Stock class. Right now it is the Pirelli Pro Stock out front leading the way. Brendan Foley in the number 1 ride. Jake Masters, whoop, scratch that. 34 makes a move. Seth Dahmer now physically in the number 2 spot, leading the way for your Bagger GP class. What a move there for Dahmer, and this has now got some familiarity to it. Once again, we find the 29 and the 34 going to work at the front of the field. And these two went toe to toe yesterday. Now the question is, what are they going to be able to do here in this one? Foley, I think maybe in a bit better spot this time. He's got a bit of distance to work with, and we also talked about the experience from day 1 to day 2. Round 3 yesterday, opening day of racing. They had to try to figure some things out, not only with the machine, maybe with the rider, but with the lines as well, figuring out what the strong spots are for them on the track. You can see the crowd absolutely lined up on the fence right there on the front stretch, cheering on this 3-rider battle, as Masters certainly not out of this thing quite yet. Not always about being the fastest and being right there aggressively trying to make passes happen. You got to be in the mix there at the end of the race as well. Masters losing touch just a little bit. Once again, can't be too shocked with this. We know he was banged up coming into the year, and I'm not sure exactly what percentage he would put himself at. These riders keep that stuff pretty close to the chest. You know, when you talk about Jake Masters, you're going to get 100% of what he's got available every time he takes to the track. But when you're dealing with Foley and Dahmer here at the front of this field, you got to be 100% of 100%, because these guys, every time that green flag flies, this is what we tend to see. Even when they don't get the starts, we saw some wheelie action from Dahmer, maybe not quite getting the jump off the grid he was hoping for. Stays calm, cool, and collected. And just like this situation we're seeing unfold in front of us was back in that fourth place spot, just starts picking a couple people off. Lets the race come to him. He knows he's got 8 laps to work with, and he gets to work calmly but efficiently. Sliced into the top 3. Those guys started to break away, and now the pressure's on. He made that pass for second. Foley got a rear view mirror full of Seth Dahmer, and here we go, folks. Final lap of racing here for round 4. Brendan Foley out of your Pirelli Pro Stock class, and Seth Dahmer out of the Andrews Products Bagger GP going to work. This one's for pride, for bragging rights, and for the ability to say that you brought the checkered flag out here in the final event of the weekend, the main event, if you will. As now you can see Masters certainly has lost touch. Gotta wonder if maybe starting to be in just a little bit of pain, can't quite push like he wants to. We know he is more than in good enough shape. We've seen it time and time again, but Masters, like we talked about, if you're not just at the top of the top with yourself in this one, this 2026 season's kind of broken down like that. It really just makes it hard to stay in this fight for the full duration. But these guys, they have put in the homework. They have done the time during the offseason. They've continued to elevate their game throughout the 2026 year as well. As look at this, coming down to less than half a lap. Dahmer once again puts himself on the outside. Could this be the pass? Foley, you know, is not going to hand this guy an inch. If Dahmer wants it, he is going to have to take it. Foley certainly not scared to put up a fight. As less than a bike lane separates them on final approach, and there it is. Brendan Foley hangs on for the physical win and the class win out of your Pirelli Pro Stock Bagger class. Seth Dahmer once again going to find himself on top here in the Andrews Products Bagger GP. What a race. Hats off to not only both of them, Masters in this mix as well. A big shout out to him. You know, probably gritting through a lot. Back on board with Tony Tucker we go. Tony in a fight of his own. Look at this. Going for it, hugging the inside. Coming down to the final few stretches of racetrack. Tony in the full tuck position. He's going full arrow here. You can see the gritting of the teeth. There's, it looked like that may have been crossing the line there now. On board, Tony Tucker takes the checkered flag and hangs on for another solid result. And these guys gonna head out on their cool down lap, and that's what it's all about. Thumbs up. These guys love racing. That's what it's all about. And look at that, like we said, they know how to go fast, they know how to throw some style as well as they pick the machines up on the back wheel. An incredible race. We take a look at the Alpine Stars top 10. It is Seth Dahmer and Brendan Foley both grabbing the win in their class. Let's get ready to send things down to our final podium of the day with our very own Rob Bidas.
Pirelli Pro Stock here at Gingerman. What a race. Battles all over the track. Tony Tucker, one more time, doing what the champion battles do, keeping it on the podium. Great ride, and we wrapped it up out here, but I know you want more.
I do want more, but you know, third place is kind of where I've been falling in this year. I guess consistency is also counts, right? But you know, I did want some more. I was trying to chase down Drew, and he was riding really good, and Carbon was right on my tail the whole race. I mean, he kept showing me a will, and he was riding really good, so hats off to him. But man, it was a battle out there. This was a fun race.
You know, you talk about this time of the year, and obviously we have Mid-Ohio coming up in a month and a little break. There's only 3 rounds left. Consistency, do we get the win? Do we push it? And what you're doing right now is maximizing your time on the track.
For sure, we're trying to take every advantage that we can to get out there and learn more, and for myself to get comfortable. I've really been fighting this weekend to get comfortable on the motorcycle, so we're going to go home and we're going to work on some geometry and suspension changes and really try and get more comfortable in the corners. That's where I'm struggling. So we got some homework to do before Mid-Ohio, and we're going to come out Mid-Ohio and see if we can get a little higher on the box out here.
Well, I'll tell you what, getting on the box is one thing. You get a visit from Paula Fox. Oh, wait a minute. We get a visit from Tori Tucker here. She works incredibly hard. I think you even get a kiss from the trophy girl when you get one of those. Nice job.
Thank you so much.
Great family, great team, and congratulations on another podium. Tony Tucker, everybody, Tucker Speed, Ogden, Utah. Make sure you stop and check them out. Let's slide on over here to the hole shot king, Jake Masters. I know you were showing off out there and letting everybody see what's up. You grab a hole shot from the second row?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to get out front and ride my own race that race, but yeah, ended up second, and Foley was the better man this weekend.
You know, when you're in those kind of battles, you have a couple different classes, but coming out on the top step, that's kind of something that's really important when you're in those kind of little scuffles.
Yeah, for sure. You learn a lot out there being up front and getting a few faster riders in front of you for sure.
All right, Paula Fox has a second place trophy here for you. Jake, congratulations, and we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. We'll see you in Ohio.
Jake Masters. We move over here to the middle podium. Brendan Foley. And Brendan Foley, we had a clean race out there, no restarts, a lot of work. You got a good start. You had to kind of go up there and battle. And then once you were up there, it seemed like the attack was coming from every angle.
Yeah, I mean, since last year, I've always been kind of riding my own race and stuff, and that was the first time that, you know, getting these bikes real close to each other, making passes, and kind of essentially banging bars is a whole nother feeling. I can't explain it, you know.
I guess on these things, it wouldn't even be banging bars, it'd be banging bags and fairings, huh?
Yes, sir. Yep. We had a big one, you know, yesterday, and came in and just tried to salvage the race for today and just get some lap times in this morning, make sure the bike was good, and it paid off for sure.
Well, congratulations. Paula Fox has an award for you. Any folks that you'd like to mention up here while we're on the podium?
There's so many, obviously, as all you know, Joe, Catherine, Aaron, the whole team over there, and then, you know, John, Seth for all the, you know, the sportsmanship, and Seth getting in front of me and showing me, you know, helping me ride the bikes and stuff. It was definitely the first time doing that, and it felt real good.
Well, congratulations, folks. These are the top three in the Pirelli Pro Stock. Gentlemen, hoist those trophies above your head. We'll get ready to re-rack the podium with the Andrews Bagger GP, and they'll be coming up here in just a moment. So one more time, a big round of applause for all three of these riders. Hey guys, we're down here in our final podium of the day. This is the Andrews Bagger GP class. Last year's defending champion lands on the podium here. Cody Gilmore, I know that you want more from this, but what you're doing right now is setting yourself up for this big run through Ohio, then when we get out to Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun when you can be out there, but it makes it a little bummer when you're having a couple bike issues. But hey, that's racing, and we've had a really good run. Joe's had this thing running good for the last 2 or 3 years, and we've gone from no problems to having a couple bad weekends with some problems. Here throughout the weekend this morning, and then this last race, I didn't have a 5th or 6th gear, and wasn't able to keep up down the straightaways, and just tried nursing it through the rest of the race, but ended up having something go wrong and had to pull off. So that's what it is, you know. I actually was able to throw down a few good laps for the first time in the weekend, was able to catch the lead pack a little bit, and still wasn't even pushing 100%. So I know once I can get going again, I'll be able to battle with these guys, because they've stepped it up. So it's gonna have my work cut out for me the rest of the year, but it's gonna be fun racing with these boys. So shout out to the Suburban crew, Bridgestone, everyone for helping us, man. I really appreciate it. LS2 helmets, LOA art, you know, Legends, SNS. We appreciate all the support in the Bagger Racing League, and look forward to the next one.
Thank you very much. Paula Fox has your award right here. We slide over to Drew Jenkert, and Drew, you've been bouncing around bike to bike, finding bikes that will help you get out there and get points. This is one of our super street bikes. You put on a great battle out there, and I know the foot pegs and some of the other things aren't quite there, but these things work pretty doggone good.
For what it is, that thing's a beast. So yeah, it works pretty darn good. That's a good way to describe it. But I had a lot of fun. Got off the line and then realized that this doesn't have quite the horsepower as the other bikes, but we got a good start and kind of slotted in for a little bit. And then, yeah, I can't thank Sean enough for letting me borrow his bike. This thing's awesome. Ben's got it dialed over at Impact Solutions. And yeah, we had a good run there.
Well, you guys had a great run. You had a great weekend here, whether it was Pan American or on the bagger. You pick up some more hardware here from Paula Fox. One more time, who'd you like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Bridgestone tires were hooking up great. Alloy Art, Suburban, all those guys. Thanks again to Parts Unlimited and Drag for supplying everything. S&S, we really appreciate them supporting the series and being out here. So, yeah, appreciate everybody.
Congratulations, Paula Fox right here, second place. Seth Dahmer, we slide over to the #1 spot here. Ken picking up some contingency. Great battles out there. It seemed like you didn't get the start you wanted, but then you went to work and just started getting them one at a time.
Yeah, I had a fun race. I was battling with those guys, and they were putting up a good fight. And I just got in the lead in our class, and I wanted to bring it home. I didn't want to throw it away trying to battle someone that's not in my race. But it was still such a fun race. I got to thank Tucker Speed, S&S, Vance and Hines, DP Brakes, everybody that helps with this program. Dark Horse. They're all great. My mom, my dad, Tony, he's been great. And it's a really good program.
Well, congratulations on picking up the win. I know that there's a lot of great folks that help you get here. We got our trophy girl coming to hand out your award for you. Who do we got here?
This is my mom. She's such a great supporter of my program.
Congratulations. I'm sure you guys are all excited. I'm going to step out of the way, let Richard Gergley and the legends get your photos here. Gentlemen, hoist those trophies up above your head for the race fans and the racers here at Gingerman Raceway. This is the Bagger Racing League. The Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. Signing off from Gingerman Raceway. We thank you very much for coming out. We want to thank the track for an amazing experience, all the great race fans, and of course the folks from AP from Grand Rapids Harley-Davidson and Fox Power Sports. Thank you, everybody. Look forward to seeing you at the BRL event in Ohio coming up in a month.
Well, there you have it, folks. Just like that, rounds 3 and 4 come to a close. We want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for spending your time with us. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast, and we can't wait to see you at our upcoming events. Once again, make sure you're following Bagger Racing League on social media and check out baggerracingleague.com to find out what event is coming closest to you so that you can find a way to get out here. And if you can't race with us, you at least want to watch the racing action in person. For all of us here from Stoke Media as well as the Bagger Racing League, I'm Zach Herron. We'll see you next time right here on Racer TV.